in Australia, I'm sure of it.
I don't think they do have it in Australia, but we'll find out, I guess.
We'll find out the hard way.
So hello, welcome to The Honest Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. This is Nathan Prescott, my show host. It's Monday night. Hi, Nathan.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. I haven't got malaria, so fantastic.
That's a good start. Welcome to 2019, our first show.
Yeah, I might get it later in 2019 at this rate.
If things are going well. Welcome to the show wherever you're listening. If you're listening to us on Twitch, big shout out to everyone who's there. There is only Joe. Hope the wedding is still on. No, the marriage. Yeah. John P982.
I'm not coming to another wedding.
Heinrad.
Burns precious.
Yeah, it does burn precious. Harry Licious, thanks for subscribing for 5 months in a row. Miss Kapowski. The big question is, where is Jett? He's right there. Nathan will introduce him while I say hello, everyone. There he is, Jett the Dog 2019, ready. I just want to say, so if you're listening on Twitch, thanks. If you're listening to our podcast, thank you very much. Thank you for the past, being with us for all of 2018. Yes, that's the first time we've done a year under our belt, start to finish, which is not rocking it. And then obviously if you're watching us on YouTube, down below is the comment section. Leave loads, because it creates algorithms, yeah, which is like websites, Nate, but for maths.
Nice.
Just go in there and leave stuff, like things and share it, that'd be cool. And if you're watching us on Facebook, probably love heart emojis or angry face emojis. I only accept either one. Don't want no laughing face emojis. Because then I'm getting insecure. I'm like, are you laughing at us?
You want that face where it's like loads of just dots everywhere. It's got eyes like this, the mouth was like this.
OJ, thanks very much for being here. John, LLV, I need to message LLV. I just want to make a public apology to LLV. I've had a tumultuous time, Nathan knows, past few weeks, trying to reorganise my life. LLV is someone who I have not responded to enough. But I do have that later tonight is on my list. So big shout out and apology to you. Right, yeah, LOV has said our year in review. I broke my finger, got gangrene in my leg, and Nathan got pepper sprayed. That was 2018, but and obviously the entire show and everything is brought to you by everyone on Patreon and Twitch, like Ango, who just subscribed, Orcs for Days, who just subscribed for 14 months in a row.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's
got subscriptions for days.
That's what he's got. He's got determination and stamina.
Big shout out to John, who does our artwork. John, I'm going to tell you guys now, John has a show on The Honest Wargamer coming out next week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Every Wednesday you'll be able to join John as he does some of his Age of Sigmar drawings. I don't know why I did drawings in there. I don't know.
Naked.
You guys listen to the podcast.
Whilst he's naked.
While he's naked, yeah. So that's exciting. And I've got the hiccups. That's a terrible start to every show.
This is great.
This is great.
So do it every time.
You're all amazing. Thanks for being on this. Patreon, you guys are wicked too. Patreon, you guys are getting some extra cool shit this week. I'm doing some notes and some other stuff. Me and Nathan, it's confirmed that we are travelling to Australia. We have tickets booked.
Yeah.
So everyone in Australia, I just want to say thank you to specifically Clint from the Heralds of War, who organised that. Everyone who donated money.
Yeah.
Dispossessed Dan is going to be driving us. All the guys that have messaged us. We're going to a barbecue now on the Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I can't wait to have some corn on the cob probably. I can't stop doing hiccups.
Fantastic show. This is my favourite one.
Oh God. So that's looking forward to that. But anyone who donated to that GoFundMe, big thank you.
Cheers to those.
You guys are incredible. Can't wait to go and meet everyone from Australia.
That's great. Drink some hot chocolate from the far side of the room.
Mr. Tumnus, thanks for subscribing. He's made it all the way from Narnia.
Yeah.
What happens when news reporters get it? They're like cutting to the other news reporter now. Anyway, Fishy866, thanks to subscribe. Colonel Cabbage, yo. Colonel Cabbage, I met Colonel Cabbage the other day. We hung out. Everyone at the League of Knights. If I met you, it was so cool to do so.
Oh, okay. Was he a League of Knighter?
Yeah, and he knows loads about sumo. I now know loads about sumo leagues.
Okay, that's good.
Right.
I think.
Okay. So, before we get into anything else, obviously, so on today's, the topics for today are going to be news, news, and all the things that we know about AOS. That's some rumours and stuff that have happened in the past few days. Some news and stuff about stuff that's coming up. Some hypothesising. We're going to talk about the English ETC team choices, and about how I feel about it. And then Nathan, you're going to chip in with your thoughts. And then we're going to be. Then we're just going to. We're going to. So we're not one of those people. So some podcasters. And some YouTube channels and other people, they get given advanced copies of battle tomes to read. Russkies, thanks very much. He's donated 1,000 bits for the hiccups. Thanks, Russkies. I don't know what that was. I'm just making noises now. I don't like it. Hi, Canhammer TV. Also, Darren from Canhammer said that we might be going over to Canada to cover some Canadian Hammer, which I'm so pumped about. Potential to do that would be awesome. It's very expensive though, so it makes loads of sense if it's not something that's workable. But that's fantastic and very generous of them. You should go check out the Hammer Boys whenever you get the opportunity to.
Cool. They got a podcast, haven't they?
Yeah, and a YouTube channel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You can and a Twitch. The whole thing.
Yeah,
They're like us.
Do they paint naked as well?
No, they
only,
are.
Only Scrivo does that. Nice one, Scrivo.
And also this weekend we're going to be, if you're interested, we're going to be doing 40k coverage at the LCO this weekend. Wednesday night there's a live draw on the AOS Wargamer for the first round matchups, but that's 40k. But yeah, this weekend we'll be doing exactly what we did at Crimbobo, but for the 40k community. So they're going to get to experience it, which is cool.
Cool.
Yeah, so they're going to be like, yes. But first, I was wondering about, I've written all the trait spells and lore artifacts from the new tome if you want a link. Yes, please. Yes, please. It's just the honestwargamer@gmail.com. That's ace. Thanks. So we don't get advanced copies of the battle tomes, do we?
No.
Which
I
means,
think ours come later than everybody else's on the planet.
who, the UK's? Or yours and mine?
Yours and mine.
Yeah, ours come later than everyone else's on purpose. And also, don't forget, if you have got the battle tome or have seen advanced screenshots, Games Workshop have committed to a process of 2 weeks later, after battle tomes come out, to FAQ stuff. So some of the stuff might seem great on paper and you might be buying it. You might be buying it because the models are cool. That won't change. But if you're buying it because you're like, oh yeah,
these rules are ace.
Yeah,
if they're bent, they're
then
bent.
wait those. Yeah, Ken Hammer TV, Nathan, I'll broadcast you painted naked through our Twitch.
Oh, nice.
That's so lovely.
Don't you want Jett painting naked instead?
And LV's offered to take me to us to Alberta, which would be cool. I'd love that, but it's Vancouver, so I imagine they're next to each other. Incredibly small country, basically.
Yeah, sure.
It's fantastic. Subscribe, thank you very much. And Kurt Angle said, this guy on stream is a fellow member of our cult. He's bold as well. The Paint Naked guys.
Nice. I think. I
Nice.
don't know what that was.
So nice.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking. So we don't get advanced copies. So we're going to be talking about the Gitz, and also most importantly, we've seen. I mean, most of the battle tomes been leaked.
Yeah, there's loads of rules been leaked. Some points, all the points have been leaked.
They're out.
Yeah. But then there's War Scrolls up anyway, already on the app, like for Scraggrot and some of the other lads. The new Loon Smasher and the Puff Spore Fanats, Puff Splatter, whatever the hell they are.
Yeah.
Splatter Spores.
So what me and Nathan are going to do, because this is something I quite like to do, because it's quite a big release for us.
Spore Splatter.
Now, obviously, we're a competitive show, like, and we cover like those sorts of things, like competitive Age of Sigmar. But we're gonna we're just gonna take our time today and just
Let's just hiccup our way through this.
just enjoy ourselves.
No hiccups.
No hiccups.
It's gonna be smooth.
So what would be amazing? We're just going to go through it and have fun. So that's what's on the show today. It took a long time to say.
Just have some fun.
We're just going to have some fun today. So if you're here and just like, oh, I can't wait to hear. So obviously, what I'm going to do is I've already mainly done it, but we're going to do some intense notes, and I'm going to start making lists and unit rundowns on thehonestwargamer.com. And just putting it through. Then we're going to play some practice games. Me and Nathan next week are actually going to do some mechanical videoing. So I probably should have said, we're going to make videos of how some of the mechanics are going to work in game. So we're going to narrow it down. Yeah. So we're going to show some tricks off. We've already talked about some of it, like for instance, being able to teleport units is going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk that through and show you not only what you can do with your new army, but what you might have to face when you're fighting against a whole bunch of Gitz. Laddie Gitz. Yeah? You excited for that?
Yeah. There's some sad things going to happen to some people.
Hi Bruce, Happy New Year everyone as well. Happy New Year everyone. Yeah, 2019. So we're into news now, Nath. Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Have you got anything?
No. Was there news?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
There was
wait. I know what the news is.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you the news, but have you got any news? Oh, fucking hell.
There's a new WhatsApp chat.
For Troggoths?
Oh, no, I don't know about that one.
What, the Gloomspite Gitz one?
No.
What's the new WhatsApp chat?
It's the WhatsApp chat of grudges. It's Karaka Karak.
Please tell me what that means. Wait, let me just reply to everyone in the chat. Rogrex, thanks for subscribing 30 months in a row. Can't wait to see you do...
I can't wait either. That sounds great.
Your stuff this weekend. Evening, Flaming Farmer. Finally made another live stream. Happy you're here. Dreadwoods, we are going to be covering the ETC team selection. Don't you worry. Grogbert, I'm hosting 22.
Why is he worried about that?
He's not in it. 80 Mac, Happy New Year, buddy.
I'll worry. I'm not in it either. Should I be worried?
No,
Is there something I should be worrying about?
No, I don't think you should. I don't think anyone should worry about it. I think it's fine. Which will be the surmising of my feelings on it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Also, I was taking photos the other day at a nightclub, and someone asked me, if you guys can see on the screen, I have a NASA hat. Someone asked me if I owned NASA.
Obviously. Got the hat.
Hook and pin, you babe. 200 bits. Thank you so much. Really.
That's for the
so there's a dispossessed chat.
There is.
How many people are in it? Because there are. Well, we actually recently had someone leave the Legion of Asgore chat, so we're back to 3 people. It's me, Andy Hughes, and Danny Cashman. But how many people are in your dispossessed chat?
So let's have a quick look, because a few people have been jumping in there. So Carrick. Oh, another one has jumped in. So we have got at the moment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus 3, 13.
Wow, 13 members in your chat. Do you sometimes just put it there and go, hey dudes, thunderers, whoo, and then you just get loads of like love emoji sent?
No, it's always about Iron Drakes when that happens.
Oh. Hi Lady Black Widows. I was a proud member of the Chaos Cultists way before I came. Hook and pin. Mr. Tumnus, find a double Goblin School Pass set in my parents' loft. Oh baby, gets for days. So, what were you saying? There's those 13 people.
Yeah.
I'm just getting back into swing of things of reading and talking at the same time. 13 people. And what are those 13 people saying about Dispossessed at the minute?
That they're the dog's bollocks. They're great.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
They are obviously great.
All right, solid. Yeah. So that's the news you've got in AOS right now. Yeah.
Dispossessed are still.
How do you guys feel that the recent releases are going to impact the Dispossessed forces?
Just some more things to shoot. It's great.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. So do you want to actually hear the actual news?
Or is this from the open day thing over there?
Well, there's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
So first off, there's obviously the release of the Gloomspite Gitz. Are you excited or not excited?
Oh yes. Also very excited for that.
Very excited about that. Me too.
Yeah.
I'm also excited to see Donald Taylor. Yeah. Donaldinho.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the live stream for Warhammer TV this Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that they don't know the grot that they've got their hands on.
Okay.
I think they've listened to the show.
Yeah.
That was Wargamer. Yeah.
As they do, yeah.
As they do.
Yeah.
Often. And
Hello,
also hi
guys.
to you guys.
Yeah.
Obviously booked the grot terrorist. Yeah. But little do they know he's a terrorist. I'm going to sit there and watch for an hour, and I'm going to be like, I wonder what he's going to say. Because maybe it will be because he's a very professional person in his professional life, but in his hobby life, he is nothing but a troublemaker. He's a true git. Just like WS10P in the chat, and Chris.
Yeah, definitely. What it says on the tin is what's inside the tin with him.
Right. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Gloomspite Gitz and all the releases. Happy with that or sad with that?
I'm happy with that. It's just looking great. They are going to be smashing people around the table big time.
You said the other day, I have seen some comments left, and I think that's absolutely fine. And if you are people that like are regularly listening to Warhammer content, you must be like that. And if you don't like them, number one, that's fine. Also, obviously, that's wrong. But you must be like, fucking hell, everyone's talking about them. But it does feel like
everyone.
And I have seen some people say, I'm not getting them, but it does feel like it's
all the rest of them are.
It's going to be a world of Gits and Gots and Troggoths, if the Troggoths are even viable, which I'm very excited if they are. But I don't know.
They hit like a freaking truck.
Okay.
The snake, the dragon bite thing. They've got 4 of them each.
All right. Okay. I'm excited. I go through it. But do you know the name
of which?
Of what the name is of the bite?
Oh no.
Now, see, now this is what we're doing today. Today we're having fun with it.
Yeah.
We'll do the rules another day, but I want 1 week of me not ruining the battle tone for myself by being too rulesy. I'll do that next week. Yeah? And then we can just be like, use the spider pot plus the ability and run. And you're like, cool. Yeah? We'll shorthand it next week. This week, we're kicking it. We're having fun. Velatron, hello. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah.
Miss Rector says Manglers with the fight another day trait all the day. Subscribe for 4 months in a row.
That's mental, that is, yeah.
And then Canhammer, hey, Honest War Game, would love it if you guys shout out Colin and Mitch at Charity Hammer for raising dollars and charity. 48 hours, 40k and grabbing 5,500 viewers in the Twitch front page. Canhammer, let's talk about that for a minute. Wow. So they had 5,500 viewers. When I actually live streamed on the front page at Adepticon for Games Workshop, they only had 3,500 viewers. Yeah, and I think it's fascinating that when those 5,500 viewers were watching, if you went into the live stream, you saw that only about 8 people were talking, and then if you went into how many of those people accounts were watching, there was only 220. So I would shout them out, but currently I'm not sure that's valid. Research incoming. There's a reporter on it right now.
Is there?
Yeah, so great shout. But there might be some. That's some sideways goss. Just ignore that. Yeah, but ignore that. But there's something called botting. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. Does that make sense? Like 5,500 people watching a live stream of a Warhammer game is amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if that was just a valid thing, I'm on board with it.
Yeah.
But for the company at the largest event in the world, on the front page of Twitch, which was paid for, was only 3,500. So, just saying, there's a disparity there. How did they achieve? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
how did they do it?
How did they? Great question. Maybe they're just really good marketers. Maybe they have babes watching. I don't really know, but we'll get to that later. Not later. Not today. That's not today's show.
That's great. They must have something really good if the babes are watching.
I agree. Budfuss is saying in the chat, it's called view botting. You pay a company to send viewers to watch, but there is no chat interaction. That's my point.
Well, is that one of the jobs that the children in China do?
They're no longer making trainers. They're no longer making trainers. They're just like,
oh, I have to watch this stuff.
I really hope those Ultramarines grab that objective.
What's going on?
So there you go. There's some. I've got to shout out the infield reporter who's doing the work on that. Canhammer Darren, I'd like to shout him out, but until I can verify that, I can't. Does that make sense?
The reporter's undercover.
He's undercover right now. You don't know where he is. He's in China with all the kids. Yeah. An incredibly tall white man. Yeah, loads of Chinese kids, and he's like, "Hello, fellow children.
I'm undercover."
Wait, there's a poetic shout out apparently.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I think I missed it though. Right. Anyway.
You're probably going to be great at reading a poem with your hiccups.
Oh, pardon me?
You'll be really good at reading poems with your hiccups.
Right. That's not the news. Anyway, news, Gloomspite Gitz, solid.
More news. Okay.
Right, there's way more news. Right, first, they're all in different formats. Do you want the kind of exciting news or the controversial news? Which one first?
Exciting.
Okay, exciting news. Yeah. Sorry, Feathertron. Happy New Year to you too. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. The news is that the day that they had at Warhammer World, they showed a new Skaven model.
Oh baby.
Now
and a new Flesheater Court one.
And a new Flesheater Court one. I was going to. So that obviously shows like that there's going to be a box set. Like we have seen, they seem to be like in love with the concept of making 2 box sets go together, or 2 halves of 2 armies basically play against each other, which is cool. Like, and I'm super for that. I really like that thematically. Really on board with it. But new Skaven model, new Flesheater Courts model. I'm saying new Skaven book. I'm saying new Flesheater Courts book. Same way we saw the Sinesh model, I'm saying new Sinesh book. I'm saying, like, there is no way that isn't true. I'm just saying it. I'm, like, flat calling it. Because that's I've worked inside the company to know that that's their process. Yeah. They're like, well, we're going to do a thing. That means we're going to, like, I'm not saying in the next month, but in the next year, I'm definitely seeing a Skaven book. I'm definitely seeing a Flesh Eater Courts book, Slaanesh book. I also saw on Facehammer Twitter today, that they were building some Fire Slayers. So, because they're playtesters, I'm also saying Fire Slayers.
Sweet. Loads of books.
I'm saying, I'm calling them here. You can make that, someone on some blog make that a list of rumours by me, but I'm just calling them as a fact, which is really exciting. So let's take them in order. Agamemnon, thanks for subscribing. Number one, what did you think of the model? Everyone in the Twitch chat and Nathan, what did you think of the model?
So the Skaven model with a
Doom Rocket.
With a Doom Rocket looks as typical Skaven sort of shoddy workmanship. So but pretty good. Looked fairly maniacal, that guy did. So
Maniacal.
Yeah, I'm in with that.
Maniacal, machinery or maniacal?
Whatever, a crazy rat.
All right, I just wanted to know. I care about your opinion.
Yeah, like a maniac.
Maniacal.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Stupid words.
Doom Rocket.
And then the abhorrent, the Ghoul King guy. Yeah, looks nice.
He looks like I like the kind of like the swoosh.
And he's on like a pillow, and he's like about to like, pounce off and rip your face off, and then eat your brains.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's got really good rules. Because shout out to my very close friend Warhammer TV Dan, because he actually took a Flesh Eater Courts army recently to an event, and he came dead last. So it just goes to show it's often the army, not the player.
Yeah, sure. Actually, especially in his case.
Yeah, especially in his case. Hi, Mere Mouse. Hi, Mark. It's better to explode a friendly unit on a one tier. Have a 4 start collecting FC boxes in the garage. Time to get them out, says Folks. So excited about that. Evening Studio Worswood. Hope you're well. Talking about you in a bit. Skaven model is ace. It looks like he's rocking a guitar solo. He does. Carmack, hope you're well. Bellatron Skaven model looks cool. The FEC one much better in my opinion. I would say, I was like, I'm excited about Skaven. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, Doom Rocket, I'm more excited about what that model represents. I'm like, it looks cool. I'm in. But if that's a Skaven book, even if it's just Scryer, because he's quite mechanical, he's got like steam and stuff.
If they ever do Skaven again, which looks like they will, you would have thought it's going to be like the Beasts of Chaos book, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd say that's. I feel like the Flesh Eater Courts and the thingy book, the Gloomspite book, and the Beast of Chaos book are like very much like, look, we're tidying up all the factions, because it's clear from 40k they're like, right, there's all the battle tomes. So I think they were sat on all the factions for a long time, because they were like, one day we'll do like a Clan Pestilence army or something. They gave themselves options, which I think is great, and I think now they're just like, look, let's just coalesce it all, and then we'll just do some extra stuff, like, which I think is awesome, and I'm super on board with that. So yeah that's really good. Skaven Battle, hoping that Plague Monks are not left out. Plague Monks are going to be so in it. Well, I don't know, but it could just be Scryer, but I imagine it's going to be all of them. But we did see a Pestilence book before, so maybe we'll see a Scryer book. Only.
Maybe.
Only. Prof T, thanks for subscribing. He says more FEC. He's excited about that.
Yeah.
Everyone's excited about Skaven. So
it'd be cool to see some Flesh Eater Court love, especially if they get some endless spells. They could be quite funky.
Everything's going to have endless spells and scenery piece. They do that now with 40k. Have you seen that? So GC the Cults are getting a new codex soon, right? Because they keep showing the models, and they've done a trailer, and they now have done a piece of scenery with it. Did it same with the Orc Codex? Like, it must have been so successful for AOS, because obviously they're mandatory in match play. They're not mandatory, but they give you such a bonus that they're effectively mandatory.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting one of those shrines, loon shrine things.
And we'll talk about that in a bit. But like, it just means that there's always a piece of scenery. And in 40k, the rules aren't necessarily good enough that it's worth taking them. But I don't know about the GC the Cult one. But now it seems like it's just like, you get your battle tome, your piece of scenery, and your endless spells. Although, I was reading the Nighthaunt endless spells the other day, and I think they're definitely the weakest set of endless spells that they've done. Like, they're just like they don't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working really hard. You know the thing where you're like, but what if I? And then what if I? And no, I don't think so.
No.
Not like the bloody Gitz ones.
Gitz ones are fantastic.
We'll talk about that. So, new Skaven book. Are you excited about killing them or maybe getting them?
No, I'll have to kill him.
Kill them. Yeah. All right. Okay. Next up, Flesh Eater Courts. Right. And we're basically going off. We've seen a model. we're saying battle tome with it. That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Flesheater courts, excited about killing them or collecting them?
Yeah, I've killed loads already. Kill some more. It's great fun.
Kill some more, I agree. I got to say Skaven's is the one I'm most hype about, ATM. Then Slaanesh model, Slaanesh book, possibly more Slaanesh models. Yes or no?
Yeah, are they going to be...
You are literally Slaanesh as a person.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to read the book and get some ideas, but I will kill them.
Kama Sutra's had a real big update. Right, good. ADVAC, the Nighthawk Endless Spells are shit. I agree. Slaanesh, I play FEC, Slaanesh, Anti Goats. I don't know what to do. That must be horrible when all of your chickens come home to roost at the same time. That must be really hard.
Well, imagine being Nick from WS10. So he's obviously Gloomspite Gitz, and then if Slaanesh and Skaven, he'd be like broke. Stone broke.
You go to holiday this year, it's like, no, I don't know if you know, but Slaanesh and Gloomspite Gitz came out at the same time.
And Skaven, all within, whatever, 6 months.
Malakith says, looking forward to a new Keeper of Secrets so much. On the first, just updated War Scroll for the Ghoul King, maybe. Maybe it will just be one updated War Scroll, but I think each one indicates a battle tome, in my opinion. I think we're going to see, like, I don't know, I'm going to call it now, like 10 battle tomes this year, I reckon, for AOS.
Oh, cool.
That's just a guess, but that's what I reckon. I'm just saying it.
And then Fire Slayers.
And then Fire Slayers, because we've seen playtesters building them. Tell me that's not good.
That's great. They're not going to get in the spells, are they?
Fire Slayers? Yeah.
Ain't got wizards.
Well, they'll pray for him, won't they? Or something.
Endless prayers.
Endless prayers. Or as I like to call it, my evening ritual. Please let me get 1,000 viewers this week on YouTube. Bruce Albert, Rob, you cover a Warlords event in Ireland in February, am I mistaken? We are. So if you want to know about Age of Sigmar events that the Honest War Game is covering, obviously we're going to CanCon. We're covering that. We're covering the Warlords event the week after, which is a team championships in Belfast. The week after that, we're covering the London Masters. We're also covering the Sheffield Slaughter and Bobo so far. Six Nations and Blood Tithe. Those are the AOS events that we've got booked. ATM. It's not a bad little roster.
Yeah.
Not a bad little roster.
Loads of work.
Yeah. Endless prayers. What would be your endless prayer, Nath? Also Twitch chat, what's your endless prayer?
No, they've got to have like some runic thing, haven't they? Not a prayer.
That's it.
So it'd be like...
Are you telling me they're bringing back Craggy and the...
Yeah, Craggy will be winding up some big gold runes. I mean, if you read the... not read, but if you listen to Realm Slayer...
I can read.
Well, you don't have to read. They'll read it to you. In fact, you can't read it because you can't buy the sodding book. You have to listen to them read it to you.
Okay.
But it's alright. It's Brian Blessed. He's quite funny.
Yeah.
So, but if you listen to that, there's a rune in there, which is a physical thing that they're carrying away, and then some Tzeentch guys get hold of it and start fucking about with it. Pretty. So yeah, if they had some like big gold runes kicking about, that could be quite cool. Or maybe, something like that.
Hello to Jonathan Atland. I wonder how your date's going. Also, happy 2019. John couldn't come on the show tonight because he promised his better half a lovely date. So he's taken her elk fishing.
Nice. He's got a little Twitch screen on the side.
Yeah, on the side. As they're sat around that hole that you dig in the ice. Yeah, and they're both in full fur, fishing off the back of an elk.
Some sea elks.
And Tom's asking if anyone's got a date, but no, Tom. Pizza Express is closed now, so no dates for you right now. So that's the all battle tomes, Fire Slayers, Master Rune, as Chris is saying in the chat. Also want to say a big shout out to Chris. Chris has helped massively with us doing some coverage from the other cities by providing us some in-field equipment, but we'll talk about that later. So that's, I think, all the battle tomes that we're announcing, I'm guessing. I would like to pick one I also want. Battle Tome Hippos.
Yeah.
Never going to happen, but I want it.
What's the end of spell?
And the spell on the hippo. Fart. The hippo fart.
The wind is the hippo.
Elegant. I want it to be like Native American themed. I want it to be like
a hippo with like a tutu on going.
Yeah, all shamanistic. Also, thank you for joining us, everyone. 100 people in the chat and not one Twitch bot paid for, so very happy with that.
What? No Chinese children?
No Chinese children were involved in the making of this show. Right. So, other news.
There's more news. Wait, this is the... What was controversial?
No, it's no controversial. Oh, this is more controversial now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? Right, so... this first part's obviously a setup, but... Never mind. Yeah, Donaldino, I'm a Chinese child. So Games Workshop have done a survey, and they asked all of their customers. They were like, "What's your experience in like building and buying and playing armies?" And most of them said, "Well, a bit like kind of college or university doesn't really set you up for the real world. Buying the starter boxes doesn't really make me understand." So the start collecting boxes doesn't really make me understand just how much money I'm going to have to spend to be in this hobby. Yeah, it's set an unrealistic standard. It's far too cheap. I get far too much. Yeah, and now I think I can just spend another 50 quid and have a functional army when there couldn't be anything further from the fucking truth. Number one, you need a backpack that carries 12 books. That's the minimum you need. And then you also obviously need more. And the thing that I'm trying to make a joke about, which you're looking at me like I farted, is the price of the start collecting boxes is going up.
Oh, okay. Right. So Thanks. Is this the result of the survey?
The survey was made up. That was a fib to lead into the joke. But you don't win them all. Yeah? Sometimes you're Louis C.K. You just don't... some of these things aren't funny.
Yeah. Well, keep waiting for the hippo tone.
So, what do you think? My joke is that they've put the price up of the start collecting boxes, but have introduced some more.
About bloody time. That's what I said.
I agree. That's my point. It was unfair. I was like
unsustainable. That's the words.
I've looked at the financial reports, and they're going broke.
That's not the right words.
What's the right words?
Don't know. Ask Donaldinho.
Non-manageable.
Yeah.
They've set a non-transient trend.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I agree. So, Lewis and the Rock, the best ones have to be explained. Mr. Tumnus says it's only going up by £5 or £10, not the end of the world. Yeah, and I agree. It's not but it is.
Yeah, I mean, to the rest of the world, that's fuck all after Brexit. That'd be like...
after Brexit, we're going to be fighting over them. But only using the start collecting boxes to make punji sticks for our house defence. Because of the war that we're going to have with Gloucester. So...
Fuck those Gloucester
guys. Fuck those guys. And in other news, talking about Brexit, and thank you, Nathan, you've led me up for my setup for the next one. Have you heard, because of Brexit, that the cost of paint and paint/materials is going up the world over?
All over the world?
All over the world. Yeah, that it's almost impossible. Although I did find out that currently the US is the largest oil extractor in the world. I didn't think that. I thought that they were like the OPEC thing, but that's a different conversation. Anyway, paint the world over has got more expensive, so Games Workshop have put their prices up by 10%.
Just following the trend, aren't they?
They're just following the non-existent. Why are you always bandwagoning on the global market? Well, there isn't actually a paint increase the world over. They've just decided to put
I bet the price hasn't gone down on paint. It never does.
Sometimes stuff like that does. Because I don't know what they use. I don't know what their stuff is made from. But if it's anything to do with oil, depending on production levels, like the cost either goes up or down. But I don't know what their resource is. It's like when they moved to plastic. They had to move to plastic because of the huge increase in production in China. Because China effectively did very much like what Japan did in like the 1900s. They effectively have gone from like they put so much infrastructure and machinery in place into a population of 1.5 billion that they basically doubled the prices of most precious metals. You're a builder. You must remember when metal was cheaper.
No, yeah, for sure.
You do? Do you remember when the prices all went up?
Yeah. They went crazy. They're not so crazy now.
No, I know. But that could be something like that could be leading to the price increase in the pots. I don't think that is in this case. I just think it's just whatever.
All those Chinese children need to start watching Twitch more and stop painting so much. Then it'll be fine.
But that might lead us to do it. So the studio elsewhere just put Game Workshop paints and shit anyway, and some other people are saying that obviously there are other paints. So I think actually a really good show that you and me could do in the future is just a show on paints. Now there are paint shows and paint tutorials and other people who could do better, but we could just do a kind of no bullshit, just like these are this price, these are half the price, and everyone say they're twice as good. So maybe that increase is good because it means consumers are going to go, do you know what, maybe I'll just go get Scale 45, or if that's what it's called, or Vallejo. Apparently they're really good. That's what everyone tells me. Yeah. Your poor isolated island people, we need the cash. It's like Live Aid. Yeah, that's true. Bellatron, let's not forget that inflation is just normal part of the economy, and as a business, if they can increase their prices, fair move to them. The market will decide the prices are too much, says Bellatron, which agreed. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's right. There's always inflation. Very seldom deflation, especially in these sorts of things.
Life is normally more expensive than it ever was.
Yeah. When I was young,
when I was a kid, we could paint with just rose petals that we ground into paint ourselves. So price has gone up on those two things. Cool. All right. Like, not cool, but like, because anything, I mean, it would be great news if everyone got cheaper, but it hasn't. But fine. The next up. So that's that story. Yeah, I think we're caught up. I think that's all of. Oh wait, no. There's two other Start Collecting boxes coming. There's a Start Collecting Maggotkin box. And a Start Collecting Idneth box coming out.
Nice.
As well, from some leaks I saw. So, that's cool.
Yeah. Any idea what's in them?
What, Start Collecting Idneth?
Yeah.
Just 9 eels. Just 9 eels.
9 eels.
9 of the 9 of the Morsar Guard. And Start Collecting Maggotkin is just Plague Bearers. It's just 30 Plague Bearers in a box. So yeah. Cool. I don't actually know what's in them. That's a joke. That's just really trying, Nate, because it's 2019. And someone's pointed out 10% is triple the price of inflation, which is fair. Yeah. Tristan Gray says, "Hello, you beautiful pricks." Which, cheers, Tristan. Shark guaranteed in the fish box, says Full Creamer. I actually do think it's just going to be 3 of the sharks.
Yeah.
Because they can't get rid of them for love nor money.
Probably 5 turtles.
Right, so I think that's everything from Games Workshop. If you're okay with that.
That's fine by me. Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah. All right.
I don't think there's any other news. And now we're on to community news.
All right.
Okay. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Anyone else in the chat got any questions before we move on to community news? This community news involves the English ETC team.
The etc. team.
Yes. Yeah. The elegant twisted cocks. That's who they are. Like duck penises, because they're curly.
Cool.
Did you know that?
No.
And they're
I've
curly.
heard the rumour, but
They're curly and they're barbed. And they break off.
Sounds like a load of fun.
Oh my god. Right, okay. So the English ETC selection system.
They need a battle tome, them ducks.
What ducks? Battle tome ducks. If no one knows, and I want this to be, I want to be a little bit cautious what I say here because obviously it's a little bit controversial. But if no one knows, ducks, are very much like the ETC team because they are exploding dicks full of barbs.
Okay.
That's a joke. That was a light-hearted segue. No, not really. But if you go and Google ducks, there's an amazing video on YouTube that's why ducks basically are rapists. Because they are male ducks.
Oh,
yeah. Although I don't know what a female duck is called.
Victim.
Susan.
There goes another victim.
So Mr. Exeter says, can you still run to the ETC with Brexit? So that's the first question we need to answer. Can we have an ETC team
after Brexit?
After Brexit. Also, what is the ETC?
All right then. No. So can we move on then? No more etc. after Brexit.
No more.
No more etc.
No more etc. after Brexit. Okay, well we can move on with this conversation then.
What is the ETC team? That's a great question because I don't know.
Do you not know? Okay, so the European Team Championship is an event held once a year in somewhere sweaty. For some reason, they've decided to hold one of the...
Somewhere sweaty.
This is the situation. You're going to get hundreds of men playing Warhammer in the smallest space possible so you can do it for as cheap as possible, yeah? And for some reason, the ETC Council have decided they should do it every summer, as opposed to every spring or autumn or something far more prudent, yeah? Based on temperature. And every year you see a picture from the ETC and they go, damn, it's hot. And I go, damn, you're... For a bunch of people playing a complicated game, you're an idiot.
Yeah, go and play in the gulags in the middle of winter. Find out who the real men are in this game. Or ladies.
It's in Siberia, says Warboss Wilson. I'm glad about that. Also, hi, how you doing? I hope you're well. Hey, playing in 40-degree heat is its own sort of challenge, which I agree with. And this year it's in Serbia. So European Team Championship is where, for different game systems, and I think that AOS didn't have one last year because after Warhammer Fantasy Battle turned into AOS, the ETC laughed at AOS as a competitive game and said, we obviously won't have that at the ETC. It's where people play...
But they would have had 9th Age.
They had the 9th Age there,
That's
they
great.
absolutely did. And
Good.
they also had 7th edition where people had 2-up, rerollable, invulnerable save, invisible units that were unhittable unless you were like close to them and had a special singular item.
7th edition of what?
40k,
Sounds-
40k.
My word, it sounds like 7th edition of load of bullshit.
Right. Yeah, unless you walk up to them and hit them with a stomp and roll a 6. That's how it used to work. But that was a valid game system, AOS not. But now they've decided they're going to have it and they're going to allow people to go from different countries. So basically what they do is that, so they've got...
Very kind of
yeah,
them.
very kind of them. So they have 40k and they have a bunch of different game systems, effectively. And what they do is they ask different nations to generate a team. Team goes over, represents their nation at a team tournament. So it's a team format as opposed to a singles format. That's what the European Team Championship is. There is now an English team, which is cool. It's been put together via council, which is fun. So the conversation that we're going to talk about now is the same thing that I said. And if you go back and listen 6 to 8 months ago when I talked to Tom, who's currently in the chat, a member of several ETC teams, because he is often hired as a mercenary in 40k. Go and
he's a 40k etc. guy.
Yeah, he's a 40k etc. And he represented the Canadian 40k etc's this year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so nice. So
he's a gun for hire.
He's a gun for hire. Yeah. So there is no set. So there are no set rules on who turns up, right, for your nation. None. Just like the Six Nations when you were Welsh.
I am Welsh.
Yeah? Say something in Welsh.
Fuck you.
No, that's not how they say it. Say something else in Welsh.
But it's the same everywhere. Why? And your whole crew.
No. Maybe else he was Welsh. We Brexited him out of Wales. I think that's solid. I'll read that. Someone saying, "Look, I'm reading the chat. It says bang tidy, lol, yes, yeah." I'm reading it.
But I wouldn't want to say those words. That's disgusting.
I'm watching the chat. I can see the chat. Just let me know. There's loads of you. That's difficult. It's not like that where we got the paid for bot where there's 5,500 people watching but no one talking. Hi Tristan. Also, Tristan was rude to me in the chat. We the team composition is clearly the will of the people. So shut up, says Grogba. Okay, so the team champion. I rang some people today to talk about how to talk about this. Let me tell you about how I think team championships...
How did you decide what people to ring?
Well,
Did you get a council?
they were specific. No, I didn't. No. What I did was I rang my closest friends. So there you go. That's pretty much going to define how this conversation goes. When I talked about the 40k team championship, I said, Tom, and Tom's in the chat so he can verify this, I find the selection process for all ETC teams to be incredibly nepotistic, yeah, and close-minded, because it's just a group of mates hiring their mates because they will. And just like anyone, I think you're brilliant at Age Sigmar, Nath. And if someone in the world says, this other guy's better than Nathan, I'll go, fuck you, he's my friend. Yeah, he's better than you. So if you were to ask me to put an English ETC team together, yeah, I'd pick Nathan.
I'm not English, I'm Welsh.
Right. Okay. I don't know how to frame this conversation, so I'm just going to go into it, and then hopefully it comes out the right way.
Unlikely to.
And Donaldinho saying that's not true for Northern Ireland. It's super transparent. Jonathan Atland also says pick me. I did speak to Jonathan today about it today. So the point is, the list went up for the people who got confirmed as their choices. So it's like got Darren Watson in and some other people. And I was like, I know some of them, but I actually don't know all of them, so fuck it, I'll just say Darren. Anyway, the issue is, so what happened, so Jonathan made the good point. So the way the English team was selected, this is fair. What happened is, I think Tom Morsley got asked to put a team together.
By
the ETC. They also asked me, but I didn't reply to them because I never replied to anyone's messages. Fucking got you there, ETC Council. Yeah, screw you guys. Right? That's first. So then he then did something which Jonathan Atland said he wouldn't do, which was he formed a council. Yeah? A council, right?
Why didn't you just go straight for a dictatorship?
Now Jonathan said he would do a dictatorship, but he was like, screw you. But Tom's like, I'm going to do a council. So I think that's worthy of merit. Like, cool, like, vote by council, right?
Yeah.
And then they put up publicly people who could apply to play in that team. The people applied to be in that team, and then the team got chosen, right? Cool. That's the process, yeah? And then it's based on the application. However, like, I've got so many feelings on this. Number one, and I mean this ultimately, I truly don't give a fuck who's in the team. Because I truly don't give a fuck about the ETC. I think the ETC is an amazing format, and the concept that you can represent your country is amazing. Someone's like, England are playing at Warhammer at this place, like, yes! Who went? Some guy and his mates. Oh, fuck! Alright, cool, like... And that's how I've always felt about it. It's how I felt about it in Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and it's how I feel about it now. It's how I feel about it in 40k. Never change, and I don't care. Yeah, I also think the ETC lead the way in sportsmanship, yeah, and have done for years outside of Games Workshop's involvement. Comping systems, I think they do amazing at that. Yeah, they really do. But they just don't make... Do you remember seeing the tuna cans with the birds on?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the LGT. No one's going to LGT this year, yeah, because they fucking made a shit show. If you let someone play with tuna cans on a duck on a tuna can... I switch off. I'm not interested. Don't care. Not bothered. Don't give a shit. Look at someone like Mark Wilson, yeah, who did Blood Tithe, yeah, did an amazing job. An international team championship, like where loads of people went, loads of people were excited, loads of people loved it. They didn't just call themselves the European Team Championship. He's like, this is an international tournament. You can send teams, and it was really cool. I love that. That was great. Don't care about the other one. Not bothered. Don't care. Whatever. So that's my first thought. What do you think of that?
Sounds about how I feel about it.
Fucking fist bump. Yeah, neither of us give a shit. So that's key. That's number one. But number two...
obviously some people care very deeply about it. So...
Yes, that's true. And people always do care about who represents their country at something. Yeah? And I think that's excellent. And I personally would be chuffed like to be able to play, right, for my nation at some point in like a tournament.
I'm going to have to look up the Welsh team then and see who's playing for my country.
See who's in there. Oh my god. Right. Yeah, and also Colonel Cabbage, you're right. If it had a sumo-style tournament ranking system, we could fix it. Also, individual players as a concept, and I've talked about Tom again, a member of several ETC teams for 40k, and he said that the process of team tournaments is vastly different to the process of individual tournaments. Yeah, super different, right? Which is cool. So again, that's more complicated and it's a little bit more interesting. I think really the main crux of the issue with the list that came out of people who are in the team is that Ben Saville wasn't in the team, right? For me. Now, so 2 bits of criticism that I've seen online. Number one, someone says people are always going to complain about who they see in the ETC roster, right? Every year. And do you know what? They should. And they can. And I'm gonna. Do you know why? When people pick the fucking football team for England, people get pissy and moany about that. No, there's not every football fan doesn't go, yeah, cool. Like, I don't necessarily agree, but I'll keep it to myself. Yeah, I'll just be quiet about it. Is that how football works?
Fuck knows.
It's not. People are quite vocal.
Good.
Right?
As long as yeah, I'm sure they are.
They are quite vocal. They're quite vocal about their local football team, let alone the international football team.
Yeah.
And Ben Lasava has like a 94% win rate in AOS. Like, Darren Watson would be would be a pick that I would make. Yeah? Like, Darren's a great choice. I'd pick Darren to be in a team tournament.
I wouldn't. He drinks far
Exactly. But if I was to play against Darren Watson in a team, yeah, the first thing I would do Saturday night is I would get him near a bar and a dance floor, yeah, 2 pina coladas, and and a mixtape with Britney Spears on. Yeah, you've taken him out of day 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've wrecked him. There's no chance he's coming back. Yeah? Same way, current ETC team, if there's a new WoW expansion, half of them can't play at the ETC now. Right? So there's an issue. Right? With, like, I can... Blazanik, thank you very much for subscribing 5 months in a row. Also, you should come on the show sometime. Also, everyone wants us to be in the Canadian team. We're now in the Canadian ETC team.
Nice.
Solid. Yeah. Meermouse says, having helped out with the Welsh team for a couple of years, I can see why they'd want to pick more reliable people. So people like who consistently attend events, like Jack Armstrong's a good example. Yeah, consistently attend events, consistently post a good result. So all cool, yeah, but you just can't argue with the stats of someone. So what I would like is some transparency from that group of people who are saying that they're creating a group who are representing this country. Yeah. And this is not for me because I want to put a pin in it. I don't care. Yeah, but I want to put a pin in that. But following that up, I'd like to say that there be some transparency as why you wouldn't have the most successful Age of Sigmar player at the minute in the team. Why would you have someone who's 47th in the team
ranking
rankings?
System.
There's a ranking system.
So you would have thought that plays a huge part in it. If you want to be in the etc. team and you're number 1, then you should be in the etc. team.
Yeah.
So it should be rankings, and then if you want to go for starters, and then you should look at the rankings. Should be a major part of it.
Well, that's how they do it for, like. So I say that's how a group of individuals do it for what some people would call the Masters, right? In the UK. So they look at that top 16 people, they invite them to a singles event, and they say, you guys are the best, and then people drop out, and then they go down. They don't start at 47 and work up, and I'm not picking on number 47, yeah, I'm just saying, why not start at 1 and work down? Yeah. That seems like a solid choice.
That seems far too logical there.
Huh?
It's
far too logical. Yeah. That's my issue. And that's why I think that the next team should be picked via whatever process we use to vote for Brexit. Because it was solid. Yeah? Spin a wheel. Yeah? And no one tells the truth.
Just throw a load of darts out the window. See who comes back.
Well, let's see what the chat is saying. For me, I don't care, but I feel for Ben Sava being the best player in AOS 2 this year and not being recognised as LLV, which I agree with. Personally, even if I was one of my country, I'd rather go to that event with anybody else than... Elbert says, personally, even if I was number 1 of my country, I'd much rather go to that event with anybody else than number 2 if that guy's a douche. But that isn't how it works. So passion, right? Let's talk about this in, again, for some reason, I don't know much about sports, so if we talk about English football, right? So there's that amazing image of Gaza crying, yeah, because I think they lost. I don't fucking know why he was crying, if I'm honest, right? And there's another one where one of the footballers, I can't remember which one, but he's got a bandage on his head, he's bleeding down his face, he's bleeding all on his shirt, and he's screaming get to the defence. There's passion and representation, and people get that passionate about when people play for their local team. Yeah, represents me, represents my thing. People get behind these people. And so when you see these examples of passion, it's amazing. But teams are often, that's why you have a manager, made up of a bunch of people that sometimes they do clash personality-wise.
Well, the thing is, one man's douche is another man's favourite slice of jam and bread. So that's very subjective, saying somebody is a dick, really, isn't it?
Yeah, there was just someone in the chat
Yeah, so I don't think that can be something that you can use as a selection criteria.
What?
Whether you think somebody's a knob or not.
No.
Because it's subjective.
Yeah, it is subjective, because I often think that you only come on this show to be a knob to me.
Yeah, I do.
I knew it!
That's great.
Why didn't you just say no all those years ago?
No, that's really good fun on a Monday night. Just come and dick around, wind somebody up.
Go on.
Best time ever. So yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. If somebody, you can't use that as a criteria, really, can you?
Yeah.
Unless they're a criminal and they're a cheater, then fair enough. But if they're just
actually, if you want to get into that category, if you go over to sports, and again, ETC, there being teams, you're talking about it being a sport. That's what you're talking about. You're not talking about it being like some event. Yeah, get used to it. The term sport is being used because that's what it is. So if you go over to America and you got American college football, there's nothing but criminals. That's not true, and I apologise to everyone there. But no, they have major league stars in sports, and obviously there's millions of pounds, and there's investment, and there's corrupt police, and a bunch of other stuff involved with that process. But like, it's super. It's just a really interesting conversation. First off, because number one, I think it's cool there's a team. I really do. Number two, I think it's cool that you can represent your country playing Warhammer at an event. Amazing job. Number three, I think the ETC should be done in the winter. Like, I just think that. Yes.
In the gulag.
Yeah. Number three, I would really like to cover the team championship. I really would. But before this happened, and you can go back and listen to stuff I've said before, I think all ETC teams are put together nepotistically, and enclosed like clubs of close friends. I've always thought that. I don't think it's different for 40k. I don't think it's different for AOS. I don't think it's different for Ninth Age, and I don't think it's different for anything else. And I never have. But you've never been aware of them, right?
Of what?
Of like ETC
clubs.
Team selection or anything like that. Yeah.
I've not really followed how they select. I did know that there was this etc. thing, and that they played games. Because in fantasy it was quite interesting to watch what was going on. But I mean, it's always seemed to be a bit weird how the selection thing has always seemed to be a bit of an issue. And
someone said that
still an issue, really.
And someone said on Twitter today, they said it's always been an issue, so it's always going to be an issue. And I was like, well, that isn't how you progress. Yeah.
I mean, but there is a ranking system. It seems silly not to use that at the end of the day.
That seems easy, right?
That's the logical thing. Picking if somebody, somebody in the chat said they didn't pick somebody because they were a douche or something. That's just a ridiculous way of trying to pick people or not pick people. It's got to be done.
Yeah. We spent longer on this than I thought, but AD Mac says, I beg to differ, Rob, that calls integrity into question. So just follow up with that, because I'd like to just let me know what you meant by that again. And Nikos is saying, because obviously Nikos is part of the first age, because you refused to go into AOS 2. Yeah. He says that in the first age, mates first is the exact rule for
selection.
Yeah, now I don't want to say that.
Well, that's transparent.
Yeah, least. And FYI,
if you want to go, be my mate, and we can play etc. together.
Yeah, and I want to say that I am not saying that is what is happening in this case. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I've always thought every process for the ETC has been that. Yeah, so me thinking that about this process, it has been the same for every process in the past. Some players have been chosen on performance in the past and it hasn't worked out, says Banana Timmy, because he's picked 2 ETC teams before. Okay. You need to get yourself known personality to the selectors. There's plenty of events to do this at. If you can't do this, you're going to spend a week in another country living, shitting and drinking while the team. So yeah, how the team gets on together could be quite important, right? And then ETC apparently put out guidelines for team selection. Is a question mark? That would be cool. Well, just ask anyone who's willing to be captain, says Donatino. Which I think is a really fair point. And also, there's something about, like, someone said that they wouldn't play anyone that's on the team. I didn't care. I understand he's not done well. It's fair to get... I understand he's not done what he's done well. Is it fair that Les gets cut? Ben Savitt is my buddy. Like, I think it should be based on performance, right? Because it's a team. It's a team you want to win.
I mean, Yeah, I hadn't really thought about the team living together thing. I don't know if that's fair enough, if that's such a major thing.
It could also be, and this is what's really key, it took, so like Haywo was saying, maybe it took going down to the 47th person in the rankings to be willing to go with the other people to the event. So maybe it's not a question of 1, maybe it's a question of 5. But it could be a question of 1. And but like, who cares? And then, but now I did get told today, because I was like, I really want to know how to frame this correctly, because obviously this is a bunch of people. There are communities. There are it feels like sometimes some people say things like, Rob, I feel like there's a divide in the Age of Sigmar community between different groups, because there's a group of people who I don't particularly like, and I'm not shy about that, but I feel like I don't attack people personally, or I try not to if I can, and that's because I feel that they don't represent the best integrity of what Age of Sigmar is, because I think it's a group of people coming together as a group, not creating division. A good example would be John Green. So John Green runs the Bobo event, which we've covered, and we do Crimbobo. John can unarguably be a knob. And by association, by covering his events, it could appear like I validate what John does in some cases. But I spoke to John, and I speak to John, because John often has just got the best thing in mind for the people around him. But sometimes other people do as well, right? And sometimes there are those conflicts, and that's an issue. And I would like to resolve all those issues in Age of Sigmar.
Resolve all conflict.
All conflict. But some people can't. Sometimes people can't be brought to the table because they're self-interested as opposed to group interested. That's how it works. So what I'm trying to get at is we should start an honest wargamer team, and we should beat the ETC team
at playing etc.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, because that way, and we'll live stream it. We'll just do it here. And everyone can just play it. And we'll be like, cool. Now we'll know who the fucking winners are, boys. Right? Now we'll know. And then that just seems like an easy way. We'll even have Tom in our team. Right? And Tom could Team Wakanda. Right? We'll have Tom in our team. He's never played. First in. No issues.
Because he's our mate. And he's a mercenary. And he's a mercenary.
No, but in all seriousness, someone said, what I'd like to do is there to be less division in the Age of Sigmar community, and whether or not people want to point a finger at me and say maybe
it's easy to point fingers at.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying point a finger at me if you want, and hold me up to a standard over 2019. So when we're cussing people out, people can cuss us back. I'm chill with that. Let's do it. Because I just want everyone to be okay.
All's fair in love and war.
Fuck yeah. Right? Especially love.
Bring on Slanesh.
Oh baby.
Cool.
But number one, straight out challenge. Honest Wargaming team will fight the etc. at an undisclosed location at Age of Sigmar. Follow up.
Can we get Ben Sever on our team?
Yes. Sold.
He's our mate.
Well, no, I'm just going to pick the most successful players and just have them win the game. That'll just be easier. So I'll just pick you guys. You guys are good at Warhammer. But follow up with that. Someone also did say, because going on to next year, because anything that I can do to help the ETC committee as it is seen, or anything I can do to help, or if they'd like to come back, even come on the show and say, these are the reasons that we chose these people for this reason. I'll be so keen to have that conversation.
Anything you can do as long as not respond to the messages.
Well, no. The best trick, and for everyone who ever wants to reach me, can you please just message Nathan first? That's much easier, because then he talks to me. Listen,
motherfucker. Don't send me any messages.
Bruce Hammer, I do rate your games. So who's the best mixed order player currently in the UK?
Tom.
Tom who?
The mercenary.
No, he plays 40k, you idiot.
You don't know, he might be really good.
He's never played. By definition, he's not Schrodinger's ability. Actual response. Who's the best mixed order player?
It might be that Myhill fellow that you're talking about.
It's either Chris Myhill, or potentially, if it's not Chris Myhill, it's Hobby Killer, Brian Carmichael.
Yeah, he's pretty sweet.
In my opinion.
Brian Ord's got some good results with mixed order.
2 years ago. Year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So not even in the AOS 2, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. So in AOS 1, yeah. I don't know, yeah. Not in AOS 2. I don't think he's played any tournaments yet, AOS 2.
Yeah, and that's the point, right? Like, another point to make, endless spells. I'm like, I want to make a point about that in a minute. / new segment. Anyway.
So we're not talking etc. anymore?
No.
Endless spells?
No, etc. There is one more thing to say about etc.
Yeah.
There's one more thing to say about etc. I don't think I've done this conversation very well. I've been a little bit too attacky more than I wanted to be.
Okay.
But I think I've expressed often that I would like to, number one, help in any way I can.
Yeah.
That's key. And anything the Honest Wargamer can do to help, whether that be interviews or just kind of like healthy conversations where there's a bit of a discussion, but something like that. So that's number one. There's me offering to help as many people as I can, and if people don't want my help, that's fine. That's fine, but offering. Giving fair criticism, which I think we've done. Yeah, maybe a little bit too far, but that's okay. I think that's fine. Follow up though is there's one process that I can think of, because we've been talking about it, to decide which team is the best team. Right, so we're going to a team. So I'm covering the team tournament in Belfast, right? And there's also a team tournament that's going to be happening in Warhammer World soon.
Yeah. There's one this weekend coming.
There is one this weekend. So there's a bunch of team tournament stuff that can occur, right?
Yeah.
And
there's Blood Tithe.
And there's Blood Tithe, big shout out.
And
the international team
Six Nations, whenever that is.
Six Nations, so I think they're excellent, right?
Yeah.
And we've actually had a behind the scenes conversation about that, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've been talking about that a lot, and we've been talking about what the Honest Wargamer can do with event coverage in 2019, possibly 2020. And we said that so maybe the process for selection next year can be done via merit as opposed to via anything else. And out, in the open, merit-based competition. It seems like the simplest process, right? Who would you want to represent you? A group of individuals from a team, or a team that's beat every other team in the UK?
Yeah.
Which is the better team?
Don't know. Can they play each other? We can find out.
That's the point.
We could
Do you want shall we develop a process where we get all the teams to play each other leading up to a winner, or
the 18?
The 18. That's what we'll call them. Yeah. Should we do that as a process? Yeah. Is that? Look at Tom in the chat. Tom's like, don't tell everyone in the chat. Or should we just pick a bunch of people and then because someone said the issue being open to criticism, this issue. Means that there's an issue. Now, there might not be an issue. It might be the best people to go on the team. This might all be the right decision, which is great. And if it is, I really hope it is. Let's do that. But if it's not, let's develop a better process to do that. Let's work it out. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Or, unless you don't want to do that, because that sounds like hard work, we can just sit on the internet and complain, because it is much easier to do that.
That's great fun.
So much more fun. So what did everyone in the chat think? Should we develop a process to help create that, or should we just sit on the internet and complain and fire our slings and arrows of unrighteous justice? Which one? Nathan, your vote?
What do I have to do if we're doing the creating one then again?
With loads of work.
Oh, fucking hell. Where's my sling and arrow of unrighteous justice?
You want that one? You do.
So lazy.
So lazy. No. Good. All right. So you should check out things like Blood Tithe and Six Nations and those team events and the formats of those being put together. And maybe lines in the sand being drawn in the community is healthy, because that's just teams. And maybe you should just pick a team. Get in a lane, pick a team.
Yeah.
Because I like that. Because once you picked a team, you're on someone's side.
Yeah. And then swap sides halfway through.
No,
stab them in
stop
the back.
it. Yes. Also do that, and also espionage like Tom is with the children.
Yeah.
Everyone complains about who makes ETC team no matter what country it is, because it's the internet, says Frank. Oh, that's cool, Frank. Let's never talk about it. Let's just do that. We're just like, oh, well, fucking gonna complain, so might as well not. That's anyway. So that's that done.
Cool.
Yeah, happy with that?
No. Yes.
So check at 1:10. If someone remember an hour and 10, so I can put that on the YouTube show notes. Let's just talk about fucking Gitz forever now. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Done?
Yeah.
Yeah?
What realm are the ATC etc. players from? Imagine you had to fight. It was Ashqui versus Gyran in the battle for the etc. trophy. We're fighting at the etc. realm gate point. All point. Anyway, yeah, enough of that. Let's talk about Grots.
Apparently they're from the realm of poverty because they keep having to buy loads of armies to keep up.
Who's that? The children.
Yeah. Johnny Posner, thanks for subscribing. And anyone, by the way, on that last subject, if anyone's got any thoughts or feelings, emails, if anyone who I've mentioned or would like to reach out, would like to interview with me, have a conversation, have me on their show so you can hijack me in a bit of gotcha journalism, whatever you like, let's talk it out. Yeah?
Don't message me.
Message Nathan first to see if I'm free. Oh, no. Yeah, it's at Nathan. You can see his Twitter handle. It's on there. I'll include it in all the show notes. So
no, message Tom.
Tweet him. I'll also include his phone number somewhere so you can.
Tom, he's in the chat. He's the man. He's the mercenary. Do him.
No, never ever.
Or Nikos.
So let's.
Backstage.
Right, hey, we're clipping this now for next AOS cast where I ask you questions, just edit you being me. I wasn't meaning any of that.
Yeah, all the while.
All the while.
I hate those etc. guys.
Right, okay. No, I don't. I don't. Just don't try to manage me and you won't be in trouble. So, Gitz, fuck yeah. This is where I just get to be excited now. Tell me some things. Are Troggoths good?
Yeah.
No, are they good? Can I just take all Troggoths and it's good? Be honest. Don't lie to me.
You can, but it'll be low model count. And so you've got the...
Wait, that's encouraging me. I get to paint more. Paint less.
Paint less. Yeah, but that's because you're lazy.
That's not... You just refuse to do any work.
Yes, I'm lazy too. Doesn't mean that you can't be lazy.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
That's not exclusive. Cannot I have only one lazy person on the planet? There are two.
It would be good if there was only one, though. We'd all get
so lacquer.
We'd get so much more done as a group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so you're going to have a problem with low model count armies, and it's very combat orientated. Although short range shooting is pretty mental.
I like shooting that's either long or short range, but I won't lie, I prefer longer to shorter.
Yeah. So it's going to be short range
right.
because it's all vomiting and throwing rocks. So, which is fucking fantastic.
Maybe I could paint it like all the Saturday night punters that I've seen when I'm DJing.
Yeah, it's pretty much them. Some of those dank cold Troggoths that you have on your dance floor, they're out in the mortal realms doing their thing.
Dank cold Troggoths is what I call.
And they've got pulverizing grip as well.
Wow. Dank cold Troggoths are what I call the women that men try and pick up at 10 to 3. At 1 o'clock, it's all the witch elves. You're like, oh, look at that witch elf dancing. But as it gets later, you're like, it's 10 to 3. Best go find myself a dank cold Troggoth somewhere.
With a pulverizing grip.
With a pulverizing grip. So I've got some short range shooting together.
It's got a great rend. So, yeah.
We did find it. Jonathan Atlin asked whether or not we remember that time we once found a Troggoth in a bathroom.
Oh my word! Yeah, it's true. We did.
Anyway,
she had been using that vomit attack a hell of a lot.
Yeah, she had. What me and Nathan are referencing for the in-joke that you guys are not aware of is one time in a nightclub, the nightclub I DJ on a Tuesday, it was bank holiday, a young lady got so drunk that she got herself stuck in the toilets, which Nathan eventually removed the door from, and then we got her out.
Get her out.
But she wasn't a vegan. She was well built, let's just say. And she had dreadlocks and fake eyebrows. So when she was in her own sick on the floor asleep and the eyebrows had come off, she looked like... There were no pictures.
Her weave was...
Yeah, her weave was everything. It would be horrible to upload a picture to the internet of this story. But just suffice to say, this young lady... And we looked after her. We rang an ambulance, got her outside, rang her mum. Her mum wasn't very happy. The whole business.
She was... Yeah. That was a Troggoth, and the mum was obviously the Troggoth hag.
Anyway, let's leave that conversation now.
Dancing swiftly onwards. Yeah, no, you can do an all Troggoth army. There's even a formation, so you could get some extra bump.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to be writing about these on the website, and some kind fellow did send me a bunch of notes. Two actually kind fellows sent me some notes, so thank you to both those.
But I think if you took a couple of units of grots or something in there, so you got a few bodies as well.
Okay.
A bit of other stuff, but yeah.
So
a Troggoth army would be.
Right. So as I understand it, really there are three kind of main constituents to the army. Obviously, you've got the Moonclan, the Grots, the Gloomspite Grots now, as they are.
There's four main constituents.
So what? Troggoths.
Yeah.
Spiders. Gloomspites.
Moonclan.
Moonclan and Gloomspite's the same, right?
No. So they're all Gloomspite. So you got spiders, Moonclan.
Yeah.
Troggoths.
Yeah.
Ale Guzzlers.
No, that doesn't count. One model. It's not the Firebelly faction.
It is.
No, you can't.
Ale Guzzler.
No, the Ale Guzzlers is not an element of it. Yeah. If you can have an all Ale Guzzler army, then it's an element of it.
You can.
You cannot. It's not open play.
You can stick things in your pants all the
time. Right. Okay.
Yeah. It's the four pillars that hold up the Gloomspite.
Sorry, I'm getting involved in the chat. Tristan Gray's trolling people.
So those are them. I mean, an all Troggoth army is thingy, an all Spider army is viable. All Moonclan one, but the Ale Guzzler's too overpowered. So.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Okay. All right. So the Troggoth thing is probably. So you think initially that it's better as a combat. We're going to go through some of the war scrolls in a minute.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You can do an all Troggoth one. It would be similar, I guess, to sort of like an Iron Jaws army. It's going to be a lot of combat, short range sort of stuff. It's going to be quite quick because Troggoths are not slow. I just want
to say thank you to Donaldinho for donating 1,000 bits to the show. He said Grots are the best, and go and check him this Wednesday on Warhammer Live, where he'll be talking at, does anyone know the time? 4 p.m. UK time or something? I'm hoping just no one else talks. He just go, hi Donaldinho, and then Donaldinho's not his name.
Yeah.
Hi Donald, what do you think about the Grots? Then just fucking silence for an hour off the other person and just him talking. That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear anything else. Yeah. So, right. I just want to talk about the Troggoths. They're called dank cold Troggoths, right?
Well, that is. So they're like they're a part. So you've still got dank cold. You've got the rock guts, and you've got the fell water.
Fell water.
Yeah.
Fell water.
I
fell into the... No, that doesn't make sense. No. Okay, rock guts is good.
Yeah. The rock guts are really cool. So, sweet models. But, again, most of that stuff isn't out officially yet, so...
Yeah, but we're going to talk about what some... I don't think we care, but I just want to take my time with it. So I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
The only way I'd be... If there was a...
So, obviously, you're quite keen on the spider side, because you've done...
And the Troggoths, yeah. I am excited about the spiders.
Yeah, spiders are great. You got some formations there.
There's a Spider Fang spell lore I read today. I haven't read them yet. We can read them later if you want, but I'm fucking pumped.
Yeah. There's a spell lore...
But they've gone up to 300 points.
Yeah, but that's because they've got a spell wall.
And 2 spells still. Have they still got 2 spells?
Yes.
I'm fucking well excited about it.
They've got some great... And they've got artifacts. They've got great artifacts.
Okay, I haven't read it yet on purpose, so I can be... Because normally you're the person who doesn't know anything, and you say etc. Yeah, but now you know stuff, so I can, for the first time on this show, be the uninformed one.
So you can give... You know the aura that the... Fuck you. That the Scuttle Boss guy used to have.
Yeah, the boss, the big boss.
That aura, that commandability aura.
Yeah.
So you can give it to the Arachnarch now.
What?
You know what range it is on the Arachnarch one there?
No, tell me.
12 inches.
Woohoo! That's good, because it used to be 6. 8. It used to be 8, because it's Spider, right? It should be double.
And Spider Riders have got faster.
How fast?
They're 10-inch move now. They used to be 8, didn't they?
That's amazing. They did used to be 8. That's good.
And you can you can. There's a few ways you can buff that. You can get. I think there's a spell or an artifact where they get extra faster.
Extra faster.
Yeah, and you can
Calm down.
and you can give them the run and charge stuff as well.
Woo! Run and charge.
Yeah.
And also, so I know the thing about
And
the
run
moon.
and shoot.
So I know if they're under the light of the moon. The light of the moon? That's a reference from a while. If they're under the moon, then they do mortal wounds on 5s.
Yeah. So I wonder how that interacts with that artifact. If you could do it on 4s.
Can you?
I wonder. I don't know.
Oh, I wonder. Sinise is being impressed that I don't know anything right now. I'm currently Bird Box. That's right. I don't know anything. I'm just like this. There are spiders. All right. So let's. I know I've got some war scrolls up, Nate. If you want to talk about some stuff, I want to do the endless spells first.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that's okay.
That's cool.
First one. So this is the review of the endless spells. First off, the malevolent moon. The malevolent half moon. Have you seen the Wagon Wheels advert? Half moon,
No,
quarter moon,
sorry, I didn't.
total eclipse. We should do that as a video. Malevolent moon, happy moon. I've got it. Do you want me to read it, or are you going to read it?
I've got it as well.
Oh, well, then you fucking read it. I'm the person who knows nothing today, so that's. Jelly Pie says, "By the light of a loon, you idiot." Shut up. Can talk to Tiny Meg. Go on, go for it.
What do you want to know?
I want to read it all to me. So this is the spell that's a half a moon.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, they all look awesome, but I really like the look of this one.
Okay, so this is a predatory moon.
It is indeed.
Okay, this is like a bunch of college kids just like doing moonies outside buses and stuff. Predatory moon.
So yeah, so it's moves 12, can fly. So yeah, very quick. And to cast it is only a 6.
That's decent, because I know there's loads of pluses to cast.
Yeah, you get loads of bonuses to casting here and there. So you.
I also saw that the Fungal Shaman's only 90 points.
Yeah, but they've taken away some of the stuff.
What? Can he still cast 2 spells?
Once per game.
Which, like before?
Yeah.
What have they taken away?
So he's not -1 to be hit anymore.
Rubbish. He's tiny.
And he doesn't have his command ability anymore. The run and charge or retreat and charge command ability.
Why?
Because that was too good.
It's too good. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
it
fine.
would be bent in this army, actually. For Gitz. It was pretty good. Yeah.
But he's got no reroll for the Fungoid, no command ability,
Yeah,
but he generates a command point on a 4+.
Yeah, you lose the rerolls as well. Yeah.
He's now. This is how we will do the review now. It sounds like he's now gone half moon, and is no longer full moon.
He's
Okay.
pretty sweet.
This is in the chat, and everyone listening at home. Please, once we've read through the War Scroll, decide whether or not the review is half moon, quarter moon, 3/4 moon, or full moon.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay, so go for it.
just the moon. So it's cast on a 6, set up within 12.
Yeah.
Wholly within 12, and it can fly 12, yeah?
So 24 inches
24
effective range.
Yeah, on that first turn.
Yes.
Then
Swirling Doom.
Malevolent Intention.
So often, because we've got so much to say about the rules, we often don't take the time to look at the naming of the words.
Okay.
And I think the idea I like Swirling Doom.
So Swirling Doom
Swirling Doom
means you can make it move immediately.
make it move.
And then Malevolent Intentions.
Yeah.
A malevolent moon clashes through its foes, biting or crushing them as it goes.
Okay.
That rhymes.
It does.
Great.
Yeah.
It's a little ditty. So after the model moves, roll a dice for each unit that has any models that the model passed across, and on a 2-up, they take D3 mortal wounds.
Okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. Half moon. I give that half moon.
Yeah. I think that's pretty good.
It is good. 12 inches is solid.
Yeah.
12 inches is great.
So yeah, once you get it in there, it's gonna go.
It's quite a big base. 50 mil.
40 mil.
Okay.
33.5 mil. I reckon.
They don't exist.
By the time it's flown around,
yeah,
you can do quite a few D3 mortal wounds.
I agree.
Loads of stuff.
I agree. So can this be the point where I bring up something about AOS as an entire game?
Yeah, can bring it up. We'll.
So I played quite a few games of AOS the past few weeks. Yeah, I've been really enjoying it. Played you, really fun. And I've been mainly using the Wildfire Taurus from Beast of Chaos, and I've been using Geminids. But then we played a game where you had a bunch of endless spells as well, a bunch of stuff. I basically think about Age of Sigmar. I felt like I hit some sort of Nirvana moment, or like some, not Nirvana, that's the wrong word, but I hit some sort of like enlightenment moment where I think if you don't start your army list with Geminids in it, you're not even trying to play Warhammer, in my opinion. Like, that's like the first part. There's like such a nuanced skill, it defeats the losing a priority role. Like, it's just incredible. Like, and then when you've got other stuff, so obviously what's really good about the Wildfire Taurus from Beast of Chaos is it makes units strike last, and I know that that's inside this book as well to a degree, but basically it's yeah, a lot, right? But it was so good, like it was so powerful. And then if I didn't do that, I'd make units -1 to hit or -1 attack. So I basically was like neutering my opponent's army when they were getting the priority roll. And I know other people have been taking Geminids since the game came out and other stuff, but I'm like, I've always been like, oh, maybe I'll put Geminids in. And now I start every army list with Geminids. If I had Carriage and Overlords and no wizards, I'd put Geminids in my army list. Somehow, in case some sort of realm ability came up where I was now a fucking wizard. Yeah, it's so good. And I think it's fundamental. And if you haven't been playing with Endless Spells, your next few practice games or club games, go and grab a bunch of them. Endless Spells is good. Quicksilver Swords is infuriatingly good. When you play with Nathan in the Realm of Chaos. So Quicksilver Swords, you've been playing with them loads. Is there anything you would take?
I think Pendulum is really sweet.
Do you think?
Yeah, I really, really like Pendulum a lot. Quicksilver Swords is great for 20 points. Just super good. I mean, the other ones like Shackles and Geminids, they are good. But yeah, I find them a little bit on the.
Well, I specifically am talking about predatory spells as well. So Heiko on Wargaming saying Cogs. Malekith says Geminids are nuts, taking it with my Sylvaneth to a tourney at the weekend. Donaldine says I've actually dropped Geminids for the first time. Like, I can't express how, like, and also there's a resource in Age of Sigmar, like, which we don't really talk about much, or it's one that's not easily identified, which obviously is a casting resource. So I've been talking a little bit on the show about multicasting wizards, so wizards that can cast more than one spell. So Slan's a really good example. I personally think that 2 is like the perfect pitch, because usually they won't be too expensive. But so obviously if you've got a great spell lore, so you've got a great spell lore or like a buff that you really want, like Blades of Putrefaction, right? So you're like, okay, like I've got 3 wizards, so I've got 3 spells, or I've got 3 unbinds, or whatever that is. But you might only have the 1 wizard or the 2 wizards, and you want to cast Blades of Putrefaction, you want to cast the other spell. But now when someone's throwing Geminids at you, you're like, well, I can't cast Blades because I need to get rid of Geminids because it's going to mess me up too much, or whatever that might be. And that might be including these spells as well. And I'm like, there's a resource there. There's like what's the average casting in each army? Like, I think it's 3. I think roughly you see 3 spells. 3 is the average. 3 cast, 3 unbinds. That's what I think. Would you disagree or agree?
Yeah, I don't play with the average armies, so.
Yeah, I'm taking you into account. I'm also taking the none in.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because my armies tend to be like all of light loads or else none.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I agree. I think the spell magic stuff is mental at the moment. It's great. There's
also a resource that we don't talk about. So taking just Geminids means it costs them 1 unbind, right? If you take 3, which sounds like a lot in an army list, 3 endless spells, you're now basically, I think, hitting that cap of their unbinds. But not only have they got their unbinds, they've also got their spells they want to cast. They bought those wizards usually for the spell.
Yeah.
They haven't bought their wizard for the unbind.
Surplus, for unbinding. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think it's so interesting at the minute, and I think that we're at the very start of what that is. And as we see more endless spells coming out like this is why I'm excited about these. Yeah. I'm like, you're going to see them. I think you're going to see 2 or 3 all the time now. I think in good lists.
These are great.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, Malevolent Intention. So it can do loads of D3 mortal wounds all over the show.
Alright, decent.
And then a Moon of Ill Omen. A malevolent moon distorts magic, drawing lesser spells towards itself, where they are swallowed up by its glowing mass. Ooh. Subtract 1 from the casting rolls made for casters within 9 inches of this model. Subtract 2 for casting rolls instead for casters within 3 inches of this model. If the caster is a Gloomspite Gitz wizard, then it ignores this. So you've just been talking about that resource, that magic resource.
Yeah.
Well, now you can just like seriously hamper your opponent's magic resource with this moon.
Yeah.
Shove it into his back lines.
Especially when you cast it in your turn before their hero phase, so they get no option. If you can put that within 3 inches of their wizard, making them -2 to cast is huge. And as Minis is saying in the chat, if you back that up with something like Malevolent Maelstrom, where if you don't know how Malevolent Maelstrom works, you basically you can try to unbind something plus have Maelstrom also try to unbind something. So you've got 2 unbind attempts effectively a turn.
Yeah.
You could really shut down some magic, which is cool. Yeah. Yes.
So yeah. So I like that spell a lot. It's quick, really quick. So once it gets into your enemy's lines, it's going to be shooting around all over the place and robbing them of magic. So that's a full moon from me.
That's a full moon from you. I go for 3/4 moon. No, wait, how many points is it?
50 points, I think.
50 points. Yeah, okay. So would you buddy this up with any other spells? Not from the Moonclan books specifically, but just like, is there anything endless spell-wise you would buddy them up with? Because that's the thing about predatory spells. Like Haywo's just saying in the chat, initially, like someone's like, well, they can use the spells against you. But something like this, you cast it 12, it moves 12, it's 24 inches away. The most it's coming back is 12 inches.
Yeah, it's unlikely to reach you. It's not going to affect your own wizards anyway.
Sorry, unless you do that thing where you run after it, which I often do.
Yeah.
I'm like, Geminids, fucking follow it.
Let's get in there. No, because obviously, well, this one doesn't affect your Gloomspite wizards anyway, so you're happy days.
So you chase it down. Well, the D3 mortal wounds will suffer. Yeah, you'll suffer.
That will hurt you. But yeah, it is. Yeah, 50. Malevolent moon, 50 points. Yeah,
decent. All right, I'm going for 3/4 moon. 3/4 moon.
3/4 moon.
4 moon.
Cool. Then the nuke, Mork's Mighty Mushroom.
Mork's Mighty Mushroom. Can we just talk about the fact that the Moon of Ill Omen is the name? Because some guy comes up with those names, and I think they deserve a bit of a...
I like the fluff for this one. So, Mork's Mighty Mushroom begins as a single spore plucked from between the caster's filthy toes. At the time it is flung at the foe, it has grown into a full-grown mushroom. And within moments, it blooms into something huge and incredibly foul.
Unutterably foul.
Unutterably foul. Sorry,
that's foul, that is. How foul?
That's great.
I can't tell you.
Yeah, it's a mushroom from between somebody's toes. It's specifically made to get you.
I think people need to talk about that more. I'm like, that is my toe mushroom. Yeah. So what does the toe mushroom do, as it's now going to be called forever?
Cool. So it's a single model. So
this is 80 points, by the way.
Yeah. So we'll start backwards. So summon Mork's Mighty Mushroom. The shaman takes the small mushroom, hurls it with all his might. Where it lands, it sprouts impossibly quickly into a gigantic skull shroom of fungus said to grow between Mork's own toes.
What?
Great.
So Mork has toes, definitely confirmed.
Yeah.
All right,
and
okay.
He doesn't wear sandals. Barefoot. Right.
Yeah.
So summon Mork.
He's not a sandal wearer, Mork.
No. Summon Mork's Mighty Mushroom has a casting value of 6. So
easy to cast. Yeah.
Only Gloomspite Gitz wizards can cast the spell. If successfully cast, set up Mork's Mighty Mushroom wholly within 66 of the caster.
That's decent. So on average, like 21, 22.
Yeah.
Something like that. 21.
Yeah.
That's pretty far.
That's great. Yeah. So and it doesn't move around. It's like the comet basically. This
stays.
This is the Git Mob Comet. But
personally, I would run away from a giant toe mushroom.
So much more lacquer. Right. So So the mutating spores.
Yeah, can I read this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Grots know to steer clear of even the smallest skull shrooms, as their spores have a terrifying and immediate effect upon those who come into contact with them. When Mork's mighty mushroom erupts onto the battlefield, it belches inescapable clouds of these horrible motes that cause smaller skull shrooms to violently burst forth from everything they touch. A process that has particularly messy results upon living things.
So basically, from the
toe mushroom,
from the video thing that we saw on Christmas Day, where there were dudes with mushrooms going, they have been hit by the skull shrooms.
By a toe mushroom?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So what does it do?
So after the model is set up, and at the start of each battle round, after it is set up, so it's not one that goes in that period between battle rounds.
Yeah.
It's at the start of the battle round. Each unit within 8 inches of the model is enveloped by the spores. And for each unit enveloped by the spores, roll the number of dice equal to the number of models within the 8 inches. And for each 5 up, they take a mortal wound. So it's an 8-inch aura, but 16-inch.
So that's a bit. Actually, that's just good against Boomclan themselves, right? With units to 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, against any hordes, it's just gonna take out a third of their unit.
Yeah.
Well, 1 wound models.
After the battle, so start of each battle round. So you do want to you want to cast it on turn, like the second half of a turn.
I think Moonclan want to be taking the second turn all the time.
But I'm right in thinking Fanatics are now no longer. So the grot block is no longer #grot block.
So much nicer.
No, it's gone. I read it.
That's so lacquer.
No, I've read it. It's stopped being a thing.
Okay.
I've read the Fanatics war scroll.
Let's play a game.
Right, what game are we going to play? Tell me.
You're going to play. Do you want to charge this unit or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Because when you charge, you take 5d6 attacks immediately that are doing Ren 2 d3 damage.
Wait, but you can't come out in your opponent's phase.
Yes, you can.
Oh, but you can't charge.
I can't charge.
But then because they strike before the battle round.
Yeah.
Right. But then I could just charge around them, right?
Yeah, but I've deployed them within 3. How are you going to get with?
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends what I'm charging, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and if there's so it's about board control.
Well, yeah, exactly. And obviously I'm going to have some say where I put them. Yeah. And then you're going to have some say about where you charge.
Okay, so it's a game to be played.
Yeah.
But you could potentially have you can have 15 of them in a unit, right?
Oh yeah.
So I do know some things. So you could cover quite a bit of space.
Yeah.
And they always
hit 15d6 attacks.
But they happen. So they happen before, but that happens after the electric shocks from eels, because they happen at the start of the battle round.
Yeah.
Start of the combat phase.
Yeah.
All right.
If you want to use your electric shocks on them, go for it.
Go for it. Go for it. All right. Okay. All right. Like it. Nice.
They're just so.
So are we calling this the toe cheese comet? Thanks to you, OJ, for that. No, the thing before.
Mork's Mighty Mushroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can call it Mork's Mighty Mushroom.
Or
Mork's Mighty Toast Cheese Mushroom. Can add as many words to it as you'd like.
Wow. Oh, that's a good point, Malekith. Thank you very much. So if you go second.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, when does it happen? At the start of the battle round?
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you.
No, yeah. So you can't do it before the other guy reacts. You can only cast it once before the guy reacts, because then you cast it.
It does an explosion.
It doesn't do an explosion.
It does.
As soon as you've cast it.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. After the model is set up.
Oh, so
and at the start of each battle round.
So what Malik is saying in the chat is what you can do is you can cast it in turn 2.
Explodes.
Start the new battle round.
Explodes.
Unbind it. Cast it again.
Explodes.
That is. There are no words to describe what I think about that, but there is one word there. Take some wizards to unbind, because that sounds rubbish. Although it has a diminishing return, right?
Yeah.
Because it's an anti-horde thing.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty strong. Wow. How many points? It's 80 points.
Yeah.
Wow, that's horrible.
Full moon?
Full moon! You get a full wagon wheel! Wow, that's awesome. But also horrible. If someone does that to me, and I watch them do it for 3 turns. Yeah, that's right, you fucking dickhead. Yeah? They'll be like, I paid for this, I had to roll 6 up every time. Shut up. Yeah, that's horrible. But also great, but also horrible. But at least I'll be moving my Geminis through their lines. What you can do then?
Be like,
Oh, that is really good. Oh no, that's awful. Oh.
Right.
So that's thank you very much, Geminis. This is toe cheese.
That's Morg's mighty chose cheese mushroom. That's great. So, Scrap Scuttle's Arachna Cauldron.
Okay.
We're going to do that one next?
Yeah.
So, Scrap Scuttle's Arachna Cauldron fumes with sorceress energies.
So this is a spider one, so I'm excited now.
And a shaman who drinks from its foul fluids, it's actually a Moonclan one,
What?
feels magical knowledge burn through their brain, because it could be a she. Yet the cauldron squeals away with idiot hunger, and there is a price to be paid for the arcane power it bestows.
How much does this cost?
50 points?
Ooh. So I have read this one. Anyway, it's a single model. The shaman whistles loudly, calling the Scrap Scuttle's Arachna Cauldron to his side. Summon it on a 5.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Only Gloomspite Gitz wizards can attempt to cast this spell. It's successfully cast set up within 1 inch of the caster, and as long as the Scrap Scuttle's Arachna Cauldron is not dispelled, the caster and the Scrap Scuttle's Arachna Cauldron are treated as being a single model from the caster's army. No weddings for these guys. And used as the caster's walk, have to be on Tinder. Spider Tinder. Imagine Grot Tinder. Not green enough.
Not enough toe cheese.
Not enough mushrooms on that face. The Scrap Scuttle's Arachna Cauldron must remain within 1 inch of the caster. If the caster is slain, then it is, or dispelled, then it was removed. Blessings of the Cauldron.
So, Blood Slither Pack.
Oh wait, well, I'm doing Blessings of the Cauldron.
Where's that?
That's there. Abilities, Blessings of the Cauldron. Scrap Scuttle's Arachna Cauldron grants a great
Oh,
arcane power to the brave or mad enough to call upon its aid.
Sweet.
As long as it's not dispelled, add 1 to the casting unbind and rolls for the caster, and the caster knows all the spells from the lore of the Moon Clans. So if I'm right in thinking, if I'm a Spider-Fang Grot shaman,
Yeah.
I obviously can only cast the Spider-Fang Grot spells.
Yeah, unless you cast the Arachna Cauldron.
And then I can do both.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Didn't they do all the trailers in some sort of Hermes accent?
They did indeed.
I want to do the limbo and play with my Moon Clan.
So there you go.
All right, cool. +1 to cast for 50 points is pretty. I mean, that's not great.
And,
That's Quatermoon. I go for Quatermoon.
And unbind, and you learn all of the lore of the Moon Clan, which is pretty tasty lore.
No, I agree with you, but yeah, I mean that's good if you want that variety. If you want a toolbox wizard, so you take an Arachnarok, I assume because he's a 2-cast wizard, cast his turn 1, and then you go, cool, I've got 2 spells to pick from 12 spells for the best situation I need. Wait, but you know all of them.
Yeah, you know all of the spells from the Moon Clan, and then whatever spells you picked.
So it does give you access to 6, which is quite useful. Yeah. All right.
And you're getting +1 to unbind and to cast. So that's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Especially if you've slung a malevolent moon through their ranks there.
The +1 to unbind is actually my preference to the +1 to unbind is quite hard to find.
Yeah. So I think it's really good.
Yeah, okay, good.
Because there's loads of ways that you can make there.
But not very good is not, sorry, the system we're using. So
it's 1000% moon.
Full moon.
Full moon. All of them are full moon.
No, you can't.
Everything is full moon. There's no quarter moons.
Quarter moon!
One day you'll realise I only play under the bad moon.
Oh, no.
It's a full bad moon.
All the time.
All the while.
All the while. JPick, thanks very much for subscribing. Gitz, happy 3 months of stabbing. Thanks, JPick. That's lovely of you.
Cool. So the Blood Slither Pact. So this is the negative that they were talking about. Scrap Scuttle's Arachna Cauldron only imparts its gift when live victims are plunged screaming into the blubbering broth that sloshes around its iron belly. If no enemies are nearby, then allies or even the caster will have to be sacrificed.
Sacrifice! Abyss! Also, a big shout out currently just to everyone who's watching on YouTube. There's loads of you, and it's just lovely. So thanks very much. There's loads. There's 50 people watching on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah. And then there's 100 people watching on Twitch. Might be our most successful show ever, and we didn't even know.
All them Chinese kids.
Tom just sat with them. Hello, fellow children. So big shout out to Nick Lambourne.
We should all play for Wales. Or Canada.
By the way, I'd like to officially announce I'd like to officially announce the opening of the Team Wales / Canadian ETC team. Please send us an email with a picture of your face. That's it.
Yeah.
In order to apply.
It's just going to be loads of Chinese children playing, etc.
So I want to say shout out to Mr. Gunner, Wandering Turtle, Bajani, Ryan Gibson, Tyler Jacobs, Mark Dowell, Dino Titan Edition, Hookon Wargaming, who's in both, I think, which is lovely of him. Andre Bluthelsum. I've said his name wrong, but he's just going to have to. Please leave comments below or whatever on YouTube. YouTube love it when you leave comments, so if you don't mind, that'd be great.
Cool.
Yeah.
So when the Scrap Scuttle Cauldron is set up, at the start of each caster's hero phases after it is set up, and at the start of each so when it is set up and at the start of each hero phase after that, you must pick a unit within 3 of the caster. That unit takes D3 mortal wounds. So if there's no enemies around, then you have to pick an ally, and if there's no allies around, you have to use the shaman that's casted.
Yeah, which is so also JJ number 10. Great looking fella, subscribed for 3 months in a row at the same time. What a babe. I just did an Instagram model pose there. I'm very sorry about that. If you could all just pretend I didn't do that. Everyone look away from the screen, yeah? And we'll never talk about that moment again.
In the past.
So it takes D3 mortal wounds is the thing I think it's at half moon. I get it, the plus one. It depends.
I think it's great on Arachnarok, because he's going to be up there anyway.
He is.
In the fight.
Agreed.
And fucking just chuck some of the dudes that he's fighting with in the cauldron.
Okay.
Just lob them in there. But yeah, I think if you got a little shaman that's sitting at the back,
yeah, carry on.
Then it's probably not so lacquer. Unless you got a big unit of shooters or something nearby, you don't mind lobbing a few of them in there.
The thing I always liked about Ragnarok as a shaman, as a 2-cast wizard, is that I always found that the spellcasting was the addition. So he was the Ragnarok monster. He's a combat monster. So you go stick him in and have fighting. And obviously, what was cool, he's like a general, right? Not a general. He's like a sergeant. He's on the front lines. He's like decking someone. He's like, you boys do more mortal wounds. There you go. And that was always cool. But I wouldn't see him as a utility piece that could survive, because when you are on the front line. Or fighting, usually you're in shooting range and combat range and charge range, so your opponent has a way to shut down. So I wouldn't put key spells or key mechanics inside of an Ragnarok, because I always used to, I like running 3, or I used to like running 3, but there was less spells in the game then, and then if you took one out, I still had the same spell somewhere else in the utility piece, and that would always exist. So I don't know about having them as I don't want to say intentional spellcasters, because obviously both are true, but it's 300 points that you're not using also for combat. So for me, it feels like the spells should be an addition onto what you can
still use them like that. So if you've still got 3, one of them's got the cauldron, he's up in the front line, kicking ass, he dies. His mate summons the cauldron, he goes into the front line, kicks ass.
Kicks ass. Yeah. Which I think is decent, right? Trogos get a wound back, sit by it, then by it. Good point, 40.
Yeah. So that's the thing. There are ways you can heal. So it is one of the spider spells, is a healing spell, where you can heal the Ragnaroks.
What? Is that real?
That is a real thing.
Oh my god, I'm so excited about reading the spells. I know this is taking forever to get there. We've tried to, so we did this in 40k, we've done this AOS. This is one of the things we've learned. You can't do a whole battle tome in an evening. You can't when we do these. Not in detail. So we're taking it in time. Yeah, and then we're going to do loads of lists and guides.
We're just going to talk stuff until we just run out.
On the Honest Wargamer, and then we'll make videos.
Not of stuff.
Yeah, plus there'll be loads of stuff next week, you'll see. We're going to do loads of big shit. Caleb Hastings, Isaac Ankler, Nick Lambourne and Sean Whitfield have all... and Sean Whitfield says, I think I subscribed to this channel by accident, talking about YouTube. He's like, I'm clicking unsubscribe now because you keep quoting everything as full moon. So what do you think of this? Full moon?
Full moon.
Okay.
I'm into full moon for everything, I'm afraid.
Okay, but so this is 50 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, the toe is 80 points.
Yeah.
Toe mushroom. So now you're at 130 points. And then also the Flying Moon. Yeah.
I'm spending 160 points.
On spells. What, you taking the Flying Moon as well?
And the Scuttle's Tide.
Oh, so that's the next one we're doing.
That's 30 points. The Scuttle Tide.
So which one aren't you taking?
I'm taking all of them.
No, that's not. That will be 210 points. 50, 50, 80, 30, 210 points. You might know what's happening, but I can math.
That's right. Okay, I'm spending 210 points.
Alright, okay. Shit. Go on then, Scuttle Tide. So this was the one that I think looks naff on the community side, but I'm excited about it.
This one's really good.
Yeah?
This one's big, shiny, bright moon full.
Big moon.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me.
First comes a weird whispering.
A rising scrape and skitter like a wind through dry leaves.
Then the Scuttle Tide spills out onto the battlefield. Sorcerous spiders by the thousand, squeezing from cracks in the ground and surging from the shadows and the undergrowth to overrun and frenziedly bite everything in their path.
Oh, get them spiders there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay. It's a predatory spell and it can move up to 6 inches.
Yeah.
But then you've got Summon Scuttle Tide. How do you summon it?
So,
That's on 7, that's hard.
So the shaman grasps a small jade amulet in which a skullback spider is imprisoned and uses it to call forth a seizing mouth of the trapped creature's kin.
Okay.
Cast on 7. Bearing in mind you get a few pluses to cast here and there. So yeah, but that's one of the harder ones to cast.
Yeah.
Add 1 to cast.
So everyone knows that the average to cast is 7. Everyone knows that, but it's always worth mentioning.
But you do get +1 to cast if you are a Spider Fang wizard.
So 6.
Yeah.
And then if you summoned a Scuttle Pot, the Spider Cauldron.
Yeah.
That's what we're calling it. If you summon the Spider Cauldron, so now it's a 5.
Yeah, but it's not a Spider Cauldron. It's really a Moon Clan Cauldron because it gives you Moon Clan spells.
But it's got spider legs. I don't want to argue with you about it, but like,
it's got 8 legs. It doesn't mean that they're spider legs.
They're literally spider legs.
Mechanical legs.
They look like spider legs.
No, they're cauldron
How is it a
legs.
Moon Clan cauldron?
It's a cauldron with legs.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So they're
I'm not
cauldron
arguing
legs.
with you. That is, I'm
not spider legs.
There's no argument that it's a cauldron.
I know it's an arachnid cauldron.
So
okay, spider legs.
So there's spider
Moon Clan
legs.
cauldron.
Why is it a Moon Clan cauldron?
Gives you Moon Clan spells.
But that's my question. Why does it give you Moon Clan spells when it's a spider? That's what I'm asking.
Because it's a Moon Clan cauldron.
That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense.
Well, if it wasn't a Moon Clan cauldron, it wouldn't give you Moon Clan spells.
I can't disagree with that, but it's also got spider legs, so therefore it's a spider cauldron.
It's borrowed some legs. And
No, you can't borrow it. Grown legs.
Okay, it's grown legs.
It's like saying it's a Anyway, please continue.
It's cauldron with legs.
Vote in the chat.
Called a spider cauldron, but it's also a Moon Clan cauldron.
The big question is, thank you JJ number 10, is this a chariot?
There's more of a chariot than a cart. There's a chariot.
That's a chariot, by all definitions.
So anyway, so you get +1 to cast if you Spider Fang, and it's set, if successful cast, set up the model wholly within 6 inches of a terrain feature. Anywhere on the planet.
So that base, which I imagine it's, so I don't know if anyone's got hold of one, but it's the same as a palisade, prismatic palisade.
Yeah, it looks same as Palisade or maybe Gravetide.
So you have to get that wholly into a terrain feature.
No, wholly within 6 inches of a terrain feature.
Wow! So it's really easy to get into a terrain feature.
It doesn't have to be in the terrain.
No, I mean, so within 6, therefore within.
It's easy to stick it anywhere.
On
the board.
Okay, so it's easy. Okay, good.
Yeah.
No problem.
So easy.
Yeah, because I was saying if it was wholly within a terrain feature, that would be hard.
Yeah, that would be harder, but
it's not. It's very easy.
Muchos.
So easy. Good.
Yeah.
Also, Splaster Shoes, thanks for subscribing on Twitch. Appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who subscribes on Twitch. Really helping us out.
So, the Scuttling Horde.
Yeah.
Scuttle Tide seeds across the battlefield, biting and poisoning anything that gets in its way or that approaches too closely. So, after setting up or moving the model, you pick 1 unit within 1 inches of this model, roll 6 dice for each 5 up, they take a mortal wound. In addition, roll 6 dice for each unit that finishes a normal move or a charge move within 6 inches of the model, and for each roll of a 5, they take a mortal wound.
So how fast does it move?
6.
So I've got a piece of terrain in my deployment. You cast this, you put it near the terrain.
Not in your deployment, stick it in their
No,
deployment.
in their deployment, yeah, sorry. So in their deployment, and then it moves 6.
Yeah, but it doesn't move when you set it up.
No, but after that, it moves 6,
Yeah.
and then it starts just doing mortal wounds into their army.
Yeah, or so when you set it up, obviously you set it up as close to one of their units as you can.
Yeah.
Just poison it. Probably about 3 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
And then, now it's in their deployment zone. If they keep moving around close to it, they're going to take mortal wounds.
Yeah. Right, good, yeah.
Or you can use it more defensive. You can set it up in front of your army. They're going to charge at you. They're going to take mortal wounds.
Okay.
And they've got to charge around a long, thin thing because they can't climb over it. Oh, but don't worry, there's a rule.
Okay, tell me about the rule. All right, okay, fine.
So, Spiderkin. A Scuttle-Tide will not harm other spiders and will allow them to pass unhindered. Spiderfang units are not affected by the Scuttling Horde ability, so they don't never take the mortal wounds. And in addition, Spiderfang models can move across this model in the same manner as if they can fly.
It's always been my favourite bit about Spiderfang. Moves across scenery as if it was not there all the while. All the while. There's just like, flat board for me. That's always been wicked.
So really good in the Spiderfang army.
Yeah.
And great as, like I said, as like a...
It's like a faux mangler, not a faux mangler, like faux fanatics, right? Like you put it in front, if they try to charge past it, then you can just... And it maybe even means like, can Spiderfang just move over terrain? No, because you couldn't put up palisades and then the Spiderfang can't move over it.
Yeah, they can't move over models.
No, but they can move over this specifically.
Can, yeah.
So you could build a wall, you could trump it, right? You could build a wall, and then you could at least charge over part of the wall, the hot gates, if you will, of the spider dudes. Yeah. That's cool. That's a cool little mechanic you could try. I mean, they could just unbind part of the wall, but it's still fun. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, all right, really but that's 30 points.
Yeah, and the range on it's crazy because obviously it's anywhere. Yeah.
And then also the toe mushroom being 66. So if they've got a wizard
that stood next to a piece of terrain, just fucking stick some spiders next to him. Then he's going to be like...
He's just there like, right, Terry, the bright wizard, you ready to cast some spells? He's like, I am, I've got my fire potion. He's like, right, okay, there's the enemy. He's like, no problem. But he's like, fucking, there's loads of fucking spiders right here.
Fucking spiders.
Fucking, watch out. Like Starship Troopers, bugs everywhere. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, that's good. So that would be 4 spells that you want to cast, and they're all long range. So you throw the toe mushroom 66. Yeah. You throw the moon, although I think the moon's the weakest. You throw that 12 inches. Obviously, you bring the spiders up, and then you carry the scuttlebutt around. So it's almost like they're almost rangeless. They're quite long range.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if you're playing a game, if you're playing like. If you're not playing a game and you have these guys out, I do know what you are doing. We're just not having a game, but we're just using these things. No, but like if you're playing like Border War or something like that, they've got an objective deep in their own territory, or take and hold, or anything like that.
Yeah.
You can just mob it with these spells, whilst you mess about in the middle for a bit, and then. They're not going to want to be sat near their objective with bloody moons and mushrooms and spiders running around, are they?
True. No one wants to take 2d3 mortal wounds. It's like a war machine bunker, right? Yeah, you take like 3 or 4 Celestar Ballisters, and then you take an Ordinator nearby, and you're like, cool, this is my fire base. And now you've just got the potential to just be doing mortal wounds every turn, which is tough.
Yeah.
So, but 4 spells, if you casted them, that means you need at least 4 casting values.
You're going to want
4 wizards.
So many wizards. You're going to want loads of wizards. I think if you're going to be taking Gitz, whatever the hell these guys are.
The Gollapalooza.
Yeah, could take them. But yeah, I think wizards wise, I do think Scragrot is great. And Arachnarch is good.
I feel like we're going to see. It depends. I think we'll see the toe mushroom a lot because it's the damage spell. I think the moon's the weakest one of those 4, personally.
Oh yeah, I like the moon.
I like the moon one.
Great,
I just think
great little
yeah
piece.
Yeah, I think, but you're going to see the 80-point nuke, because that's brilliant. Like, I don't want that with my fire glaives. I don't want you to have.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you to put that next to
your fire glaives, Daughters of Cain.
Yeah.
No.
Wiping a third of either of those 2 units out at a pretty massive range as well. So 66. So the average is 21 inches. The average. So actually, it affects everything within 8. But if you roll a really good roll, that's pretty devastating. You can also drop it near an objective, right? Just be like, I'm just going to AOE this objective to death. Yeah, so it is like the comet. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to compete for that objective. I'm going to concentrate on these, but I'll just leave a mushroom there, for you to play with whilst you're guarding your objective.
Yeah.
Even if you send, even if they send 10 dudes over a couple of rounds,
they get whittled down quite a bit.
They're going to be whittled down. They're going to be taking battle shocks. It's going to be a bit nervy for them.
Wow.
And then you can unbind it and run in and nick it with some squigs or something like that.
Okay. I'm not a fan. I won't lie to you. I think it's very good. It's also good against them 30 Reapers. That 30 Grimghast Reapers from Legions of Nagash, because you can whittle them down a bit. Because I think what's key with them is whittling them down and not killing them to a more manageable level. So that's actually quite nice. Night Tristan Gray. Look forward to watching this back on YouTube and commentating that Rob doesn't answer messages. Well, at least you all know. I'm trying better now. I've got a new process, Nath. So I wake up in the morning, answer all my messages, then I reply to no one for the whole day, and then I reply to everyone at night. That's my new system. Yeah, and Frank, if you're still in the chat, never reply to you when you send me an army list. Ever. If you ever send me an army list and goes, what do you think of this? I refuse to reply to you. Yeah, I'm going to write everything on the Honest Wargame website. That's the point of it. Okay, I like them. I got to say, the Skull Ties. So what we're doing next week is we're filming. We're going to be playing some games, but what we're going to be doing is doing some setups and some filming. So this is kind of a new thing that we've talked about a little bit. So we're going to show you how some of the mechanics are going to work outside the context of a game, just so it makes more sense. So instead of just playing a game and then learning something, hopefully we're going to try several of the mechanics out off
set up some scenario type.
Yes, set up some situations and then do some spells and do some of the other mechanics. Yeah. So if you guys want to check that out, you can see part of that next week. Lots of that's going to go on Patreon first. Yeah. And then you guys will see it like a week later or something. But Nathan, the Honest War Game is paying for Nathan to spend the day with me making them. So if everyone's on Patreon and Twitch, thanks. Thanks very much. Thanks. Yeah. Right. Okay. What's next? What do you want to talk about next? I've got the spell lore because I like the spell. I like spells like that. Something about me at the minute. I'm just into spells. But you mentioned Scragrot. Should we talk about him?
Oh, Scragrot is a beautiful thing.
It's the most beautiful of all these things. And also, everyone in the Twitch chat, pick the unit that we're doing after Scragrot, please.
Scragrot, the Loon King. So he's super great. I think he's really good as an ally as well. For just because standalone, he's pretty sweet. I know he's a fair amount of points. 220 points, I think.
Wow, that's a lot.
But he's freaking fantastic.
After this, we've asked breaking news. Dino Titan Edition says the Sniffers. No, before that, Bounders from Malekith, he said. Bounders. Yeah. Cool. But so he's 220 points, this guy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
So yeah. So 6 wins with 5 up save.
Okay, so I'm going to complain about that.
That's why I threw it out there. It's great. It's bravery 6.
You are?
He's bravery 6 and he's quite slow. He moves 4.
Why does he move 4?
I don't know.
He's not a dwarf. Nathan, is he a dwarf?
No.
Is he a dwarf that they did a toe mushroom on him and turned a dwarf into a dwarf into a Loon King?
He's definitely not a dwarf.
So can I read his fluff?
Yeah.
Narrative. Sorry, Phil Kelly. I love you. Also, you look really great with your new grey beard. He's got a new salt and pepper beard. It was on a video today. I was like, Phil, looking great. Scragrot is a self-styled Loon King, the master of all subterranean grots, and herald of the Everdank. What the fuck is the Everdank? That sounds like an amazing hip-hop album coming out. Yeah? I so want to listen to the Everdank. Or it sounds like a new Wu-Tang Clan.
So
the Everdank.
The Everdank is what the Gloomspites are all about. They're trying to, you know how Chaos are trying to make all the realms
Chaotic.
in the realm of Chaos.
Yeah.
These guys are trying to make it all the Everdank.
They're trying to make it dank.
And yeah, so
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Do you know what dank means in like popular culture?
yeah,
Do you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Somalaka.
Yeah, it's like so like a. Hold on, wait. What's Urban Dictionary? Urban Dictionary.
So there's part of the realm of Shaman has fallen to the dank, or been risen, should I say, to the dank.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So actually,
So is the dank like the underworld?
so it's just place where there's the light of the bad moon shines, and it's gloomy. So many nice mushrooms growing everywhere.
So according to Urban Dictionary, the top definition, dank is used for almost anything these days, like weed and a way of saying lit. What dank actually means is unpleasantly damp and cold. So that's it. But as I've always understood it, dank is like those dank tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The dank memes. Thank you. That's what dank memes. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, it's all about the dank. So he's like the so that's the only problem I think with the guy is obviously he's a named character, so you can't give him command traits or artifacts.
I actually want to do something because someone pointed out that he's the same price as Kurdos Valentin, so from Nighthorn. The 220 points for the Loon King. So I'm going to get up his War Scroll, and then we can do a little bit side by side.
Okay.
Yeah? So I think that's quite cool. Kurdos Valentin. All right,
I've
okay.
never heard of that guy.
So he's actually quite good. Like, he's quite expensive. But
So he's a named character.
He's a named character. He's the guy that steals your command point on a 5+.
Okay, yes.
Which
yes,
is actually...
I have heard of that guy.
Yeah. But he's got 7 wounds with a 4-up save, which obviously is unmodifiable.
Yeah.
So that's his. So same points value. So
Okay.
1 more wound.
So if we're talking about the saves, so this guy has got the Loon King crown.
Yeah.
So add 1 to casting and unbinding for the model, and roll a dice each time a wound or mortal wound is allocated to the model. On a 4-up, that wound or mortal wound is negated. So his crown gives him a 4-up after
DPR.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
And then Kurdos only has a 6-up.
Yeah.
Okay. But then he saves more times because he's got that 4-up save.
yeah. But then this guy's got saves against mortal wounds,
Yes.
which are better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Calm. So that's what his crown does.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. All right. And then what's Nick It? The shaman conjures a pair of great green hands.
Best spell ever. So this is from
Is
the
this a
end
spell?
times. It's an end time
Is
spell.
it the same one?
It's virtually the same one that the end times had. Nick it.
Well done, boys. I like they were in the studios and they're like, oh, we need some spells. And someone goes, hold on, there's that entire series that we only sold for 6 months. Let's get it back out. So what's he doing?
I used Nick it quite a few times.
Yeah, for the 6 months it was out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I got my money's worth out on that.
I agree. Well, let's
Not
get
the
money out
rest of them. But Nick it was great.
The shaman conjures a pair of great green hands, one of which binds an enemy in a vice-like grip, whilst the other rifles through their possessions in search of anything.
It's the same.
Is it the same
almost
narrative?
the same words.
Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah, I think
Wow.
that's very close.
Nick It has a casting value of 8, so that's hard to cast. If successfully cast, pick one. I like how we've now got easy or hard to cast. That's our 2 definitions.
Yeah, but bearing in mind, he's wearing a crown that gives him +1 to cast.
Okay, and then
Under the light of the moon, he gets another plus to cast.
and he can summon the cauldron, so he's got +1 to cast.
And
So that's
he can
+3.
do whatever the fuck he wants.
Right, so if successfully cast, pick one enemy model within 18 to the caster that is visible to them. The unit that suffers D3 mortal wounds. In addition, if that model has an artifact of power and the casting roll was a 10 or more, that model's artifact of power can no longer be used if it was used to enhance a weapon. That weapon reverts to its normal form. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's quite cool. What I like about it is it's like random, and it's just like you play for it and you have fun, and it's a saga. Like it creates stories.
Oh,
Yeah. So that is 2 full moons from me. 2 full moons.
A whole constellation of
Yeah.
moons.
Wait, is it a 10 plus to cast?
No.
So it's not an unmodified 10.
10
Cast and
plus.
roll was a 10 plus.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame. Is cast and roll included with the modifiers? Casting roll's the natural roll, right? The casting roll.
Was a 10 plus. No, that includes the modifiers.
So if I give this motherfucker +4 to cast...
Yeah. On a 6, you can be nicking stuff.
Okay, so it's not quite as played for. All right, okay. Yeah, I'm in. Yes. Oh, that's actually... Wow. Jonathan Etland, that's a really good point, Jonathan Etland. Hi, Chuckle Buddy. Jonathan Etland put in the 3 places of arcane power the scenario that requires someone. So, in a good example, in my chaos. Oh, you motherfucker! Stop smiling at me. I'm not looking at you anymore. Oh no, I'm so upset. So, in my Chaos Dwarf army, I always run a Bull Centaur Turok who's ugly with the armor of Bazrat the Cruel.
I'm gonna make him beautiful.
No, you can't make him beautiful.
No, but I can take away his armor.
But you can take away his fancy pants armor.
Naked.
And he's my only fast guy to go and score in that objective. Otherwise, I've got fast over short distances, but a natural sprinter. My dwarf demon smith who's over movement 4. Fuck. That's actually, it's like someone puts their guy on the objective, and then you go, all right. Take your gold off you. You'll be like, you ain't scoring nothing. I even got to kill you. That's actually really cool. Good point, Jonathan Etland. Good point. Did you already know this?
Yeah. Some people were debating whether it would do that or not, but I reckon it's got to do that.
Yeah, it does that. Yeah.
Again, it becomes a normal
weapon,
it becomes a normal weapon or a normal item of clothing.
Wait, what does it actually say? Does it take it off them?
It just reverts to its normal form.
It's weaker form.
So it's not an artifact of power. It's just like a budgic fork or whatever he had.
It can no longer be used if it was, so it can't be used, but they still have it. It can't be used, but they still have it. Let's get an FAQ. Hold on, we'll just shout. Most people don't know we have a new intern in the back who deals with all our FAQ issues. Let me shout him and see what he says. Jimmy, we need an FAQ. Let Games Workshop know. He's back there.
Yeah,
he'll sort it out.
He'll send them a message. He'll send a letter.
I'm on it. Cheers, Jimmy.
I reckon it does, but I mean, even if it doesn't, it's still great. Taking away ethereal cloaks and all of that sort of jibber jabber.
Yeah, that's really good. Nick J. Fowler, thanks for subscribing 2 months in a row. Yeah, wow. Yeah. It should be FAQ'd. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So agreed. So and Huken says agreed with me. So like a good rule of thumb straight off the bat. Just agree with your opponent. Hi, we're playing 3 places of arcane power. You have an artifact. I'm gonna try and nick it off you.
Nick it.
Yeah, I'm gonna nick it.
What we're gonna say. Yeah.
But it doesn't really nick it. It turns it off.
Yeah. Turns it back into a not artifact of power. Just a fork.
Yeah. Power off.
So right. So weapons wise, he's got the moon on a stick, which can shoot and he can hit people with it as well. Right, moon on a stick.
The moon on a stick. So he's got a cool spell, yeah?
Yeah.
Moon on a stick. And if any wounds inflicted by the moon on a stick are allocated to an enemy model and not negated, that enemy suffers 1 mortal wound at the end of each battle round, even if the wound inflicted by the moon on a stick are subsequently healed. Alright, so the moon on a stick is 6 attacks, 3 threes, round 1 damage, at range of 28 inches. What the? What? So he's like, is he Oprah? Model win for you, model win for you.
Yeah, that's what you do. You target 6 different things and then they keep taking mortal wins for the rest of the game.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. That's cool. Wait, but you've got 6 attacks. You can make 6 different attacks. Are you what? Wait, so turn 1, 6 attacks? Are you like 6 units? Are you fucking joking me? Oh, I just had a heart attack. That'd be so upsetting. Oh my god, that would be and it's so far. Why is it so far? What the fuck?
It's a moon on a stick.
I'm sorry, I get a headache. That's just giving me like. Sorry, you sit 28 inches away and you go right. Mortal wound for you. Mortal wound for you. Is it do it straight away?
No, it's the end of each battle round.
Wait, so it only does it 5 times?
Yeah.
Right, okay. But potentially you do it 6 times. You do it 6 times, so you can do it to 30 units.
Yeah.
You can infect them. The fucking moon. What the? That's it. This guy should be 700 points. Yeah, right? How many wounds has he got? All I'm going to write into my army list is how do I, at 1 million miles, kill a 6-wound hero every time before he can fucking point a stick at me? What a dick. Wow. Okay. Exactly. Compared with Kurnos' War Scroll, same points. It's insane. Wait, let's go to Kurnos' War Scroll. Thank you, Splash. Kurnos has got a Scepter, no shooting attack, 5 attacks, 3s, Rend 2, D3 damage. And he's also got 6 attacks, 4s, 4s, no Rend 1 damage. But those mortal wounds, if you roll 6s to hit. And at the start of the enemy hero phase, after the opposing player receives their command point, for that turn roll a dice on a 5+, subtract 1 from the enemy player's command points. By the way, I fucking love that. Yeah, I'm thinking of taking a Nighthorn army with him in.
Okay. So this guy, to counter that, this guy's got the Babbling Wand. Right. If this model is your general and on the battlefield at the start of your hero phase, roll the dice on a 4-up, you receive D3 extra command points.
Wait, at the start of the battle? At the battle round?
At the start of your hero phase.
Start of the hero? Wait, so he gets... Wait, hold on.
At the start of my hero phase, I'll get, on a 4-up, I will get extra D3 command points.
At the start of every battle round?
No, at the start of my hero phases. So only my hero phases.
So
your one
is 5 turns. So let's just say you do 2 4-up. So you generate 4 command points a turn. Is that added on to the command point you generate as well?
If the light of the moon is around, yeah.
No, I mean the command point. I mean
yeah. In addition to that command point.
Well, and if the light of the moon, so it's 4.
And I'm sure because he's a loon boss. I'm pretty sure.
So you generate 4 command points a turn. What are you going to do with that? What the fuck? I thought they said they were a limited resource.
They are to everybody
else.
So
See, the only reason this would be really dangerous is if your army could do something like run and charge. Because then you could pick them all to be 6s and then re-roll the charges from the command points.
Oh yeah, we can get run and charge. It's just a command point. We've got loads of them as well.
Oh my fucking... Hi Joe Cryer. Hope you did well in America. Hope your country starts working again soon. So you can do D3 plus 2, so 5 per turn. You can stack the mortal wounds on the unit from Moon on the Stick to take mortal wounds. What the... Anyway. Wait. Alright, okay. I need to take this into account. Fuck me. Alright, okay. So... Right, okay. Good. Nathan, I'm in. What else can he do? Is that it?
No, he's got command ability.
Oh my fucking Christ.
The general of the guards.
Yeah. Jett, Jett, come here. I need the emotional support. Jett, come here. Yeah, I'm having a tough time. Come on, let's go. Let's go, Jett. You've got it. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Look. They fucked the all up, Jett. They made one grot and he's too good. They made one grot and he's too good.
They made a new grot terrorist. So the Loon King's Entreaty.
Okay, the Donal King.
The command ability.
Yeah.
So the captive seers and prophets of Skargot's asylum can sometimes predict where the bad moon will accelerate or slow down its erratic orbits of the immortal realms. Skargot uses this information to convince his followers that the bad moon listens when he entreats it to halt or move into its specific location. Can use this command ability only once per battle. If this model is your general and on the battlefield, before you roll the dice to determine how far the bad moon moves for that battle round. If you do so, you can choose the bad moon to either not move that battle round or to make 1 move or 2 moves that battle round. Do not roll the dice to determine how far it moves, so you can control the moon.
Which is really massive because, if you want, because if it's in a quarter, yeah, it's huge. That's okay. The army can run and charge. Default, I knew it could run and charge. I was setting up the joke. Yeah. I was like, because that's now 5 units that are automatically running 6. Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good. So this is him, 220 points. Yeah. How many spells can he cast? 1. Don't say 2. Fuck me, sideways. Fuck you.
And he unbinds 2.
He's going to be in every army. Surely.
And he's +1 to cast and unbind.
What, just naturally?
Yeah, from his crown. It's got funguses that grow into his brain.
Don't try. I like how you're like, by the way, he's got his funguses, Rob. Like, it's funguses. Well. Okay. So let's get this right. For 220 points, he's not very survivable because he's got a 6-up save with a 5-up. Sorry, 6 wounds.
He's got a 5-up save and a 4-up after damage save.
And a 4-up after damage save. So not terrible, but that's pretty good. He can potentially kick out 6 mortal wounds a turn from shooting at 28 inches. He can auto win games by stealing.
Well, I mean, he does 6 attacks, which are 3s -1, and then they'll do mortal wounds after that, and those will be mortal wounds every round after that. They will take a mortal wound.
Yes, and and he can then do that to other units.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I'm just talking about it. No, I get it. Yeah. I don't like it. That's my feelings.
I love it.
I am so happy about this right here. All right, and then he can nick people's stuff. That's with +1 to cast.
Yeah.
And +1 to unbind. Can cast 2 spells.
Yeah. So like that mushroom or whatever the hell else.
Yeah, which is good.
Or I mean, if he cast the Arachna Cauldron, then he'd be +2
to cast.
+2 to cast, +2 to unbind.
+2 to unbind. Fuck, that's massive. He's Arcana Black. He is less survivable though, but you're gonna have to take some shooting to kill him because the command point. Because you can just stack command points, right, for the rest of the army. No one can see you, by the way. There you go. People can see you now. Wow. Okay. Wow. Nathan is going to come from bottom of throne of skull. Wow. But the mortal wounds are only on the model, not the unit. Yeah, I agree, Ashumi, but like, okay. The army is filled to the brim with minus to hit abilities. Nathan, Chuckaputty, please don't put Nathan come on bottom at the success again. It gives him a chubby. Right, it does make shooting even more important, which I have been talking about. But then you're going to stick. I'm not going to be able to shoot him with my fire glaives. You're going to fucking put a toe fungus next to him and murder all my guys. And I'm like, this is serious war, Nathan. I want to play serious war games with you. And you're like, toe fungus, I win.
I mean, the loon shine's pretty massive. This guy could hide behind that pretty easy.
Oh, we haven't even talked. Let's talk about that next.
Sure.
Oh wait, if we finish on the Loon King.
I don't think we could ever finish on the Loon King.
I think 5 moons for him.
A whole constellation, full sky.
He is weak to being shot. But he's a great utility piece, right? Generates command points, which is cool, because it gives you options. It's got a good spell. The mortal wound output for him is really decent. Does he do anything in combat? Is he like alright in combat?
No, he's
alright. Okay, so he's like a
4
shooter.
attacks, 3s -1 damage.
Wow. Squigs under the moon can run in charge.
Talking about full moon. Come on, Jett.
Come
on, come here. Good point.
That's terrible for the microphone, Dave. Terrible for the microphone. Okay.
There's the microphone. Still there.
Okay, good. All right, he's amazing. Like, buy him. Like, just buy him. He's great. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, really good. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, they're all amazing.
They're not all amazing. That can't be true. Otherwise,
they
we're
are all
amazing.
We are.
Please don't let it all be amazing.
There are going to be so many dank tables.
Oh my god! All right, okay.
Every table that these guys are going to play on is just
the dank is the dank. There's going to be so many dank memes.
Going to dank tables up, my friend.
All right, okay. So let's do the scenery piece because I think I already know what it does, but it's still worth talking about.
Oh, I don't know where the information for that is. All right, it's on the internet somewhere.
What does everyone in the chat think? Like, please, all chats.
The bad moonshine.
But big news, Nikos has just opened the ETC applications for the AOS First Age. So for the UK, I think for England, but possibly also for Team Wales.
So for all his mates can just drop him an email and let him know whether they can go or not.
Wow. So well, we don't know how viable any of the armies are, Rifos, till we fully read it out and start pointing it up.
But these guys will be winning everything that they play.
Wow. Jonathan Atlan's saying he's way too cheap, but John, he is nukeable. He's not like as fragile as the big boss was with Bone Splitters, but he doesn't do the same job. Like he's strong for his points, but he isn't a force multiplier apart from the command points,
he's
right?
Loads more expensive than like a mega boss and stuff like that. So yeah, but I mean, he is great, really, really great. He's sweet. I don't know if he's too expensive or not.
John is saying he's way too cheap and he keeps capitalising it loads. And Hidden Dreams is like, no, he's fine. Shh. Everybody shut the fuck up.
Jonathan, shut up. You're supposed to be playing Git, whatever the fuck they're called. Gloomspite, Gitz.
John, I don't think you can make him 300 points though, just because. Well, look at Croak though. Croak is very small and his output was massive. And then he ended up being 500 points. I don't know. He's got loads of until we see how the rest of the army plays. Like,
how many spells does Croak do? 3, 4.
Croak does 4 spells. But he's 500 points. But it's always been like that was the way they nerfed it. But now he's 500 points and only does damage in 10 inches. So like he's wrecked as a model.
But does he have pluses to cast and stuff? No.
He could just 3 unbinds as well. 4 cast, 3 unbinds. He's decent, but like he's like now just in this like hellhole of like knee-jerk reactions. So he's just like, oh, my name's Croak, like the Starseer. Croak and the Starseer are just like talking to each other like, well, they fucked us up. It's like, yeah, they really did. We should not have.
They bent us over. They sure did. I still can't sit down properly. So where the fangs of the bad moon fell, they smashed down upon the landscape, causing untold devastation. Then come the Gloomspite hordes creeping from below to hew the Gloomstone outcroppings into grotesque shrine layers that soon become encrusted with fungi and imbued with the sinister energies of the progenitor rock.
So this is the
Loon Shrine.
The Loon Shrine. All right, okay. Good. All right, and the Loon Shrine's massive, so that's the first thing to talk about. So you get to deploy that free on the board in your deployment zone at the start of the game.
Yeah, it says description. A bad moon shrine is a single terrain feature. It is an obstacle, and it is fucking massive.
So it says this isn't really interesting. It says it's a terrain feature, but does it have the terrain keyword? And does anything have the terrain keyword? Like, we talked about this on the show before. Like, Night Heralders can target terrain pieces. Or, let's say I was playing against Sinead, and I was using the scuttle spiders.
Yeah, it does have the Moon Clan keyword, the destruction keyword, grot,
but not the terrain keyword.
Gloomspite, Gitz, and stabbers.
So can I Night
Heralder?
No,
that's stabbers. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
You are looking at the wrong thing. Good.
Whoa. Keywords. I can't see any keywords actually, to be honest. No keywords.
Hidden Dreams wants us to check out Boingrots. We're going to do Boingrots in a minute. Cool. And Azrankar says Frost Phoenixes count spellcasting too. I don't really think so. But Serbator, you are pre-ordering Skagrot or whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, Skagrot, because he is bent. He is bent as a bent. Look at you, you're so happy. But I've been waiting 3 years for my shit to be bent, Rob, and it is so bent.
My shit was bent before, to be honest.
Yeah. But the terrain piece you get for free, you get to include in the army. But it is, I don't know if it's classed as an actual terrain piece. Like, what I'm asking is...
Well, it says it's a single terrain feature.
Terrain feature. So, can I target it with Night Heralders?
Yes.
Okay, so it's massive. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
It's an obstacle. So you get cover if you stood within an inch of it, and the shooters are the other side of it.
All right, nice.
So scenery rules. Lunatic Courage.
Which is spelled with L-O-O-N, isn't it?
Lunatic, yeah.
I really respect that. A rule writer out there, if for some reason you're listening at this stage, grazie. Because Jervis does our rules, so grazie Jervis. Yeah, and that other fella. Sam Pearson. Sam and Luke Jervis are in charge of our game. Cool. So,
good job.
Big shout out to you boys.
Yeah, you've smashed it with these.
Not on the FAQ, but great. Smash this. You smashed it. Good job.
This is great. We're going to kick that. So, larger Loonstone meteorites are hacked painstakingly into crude but surprisingly lifelike effigies of the bad moon. Their boggle-eyed glare inspires fanatical courage in the Bad Moon's myriad servants.
Okay.
The Gloomspite Gitz units, wholly within 12 inches of this terrain feature, do not take battle shock tests.
Not take battle shock tests?
Yeah. 12 inches, so it's quite big, but wholly within. So, maybe not as big as you think.
I mean, it's great against getting alpha.
And, like we said, it's quite a big feature.
Yeah, it is a very big feature. And it's great for getting alpha striked. Yeah. Or not being alpha striked. Which I think is nice.
Yeah, I haven't got the setup thing, but I'm pretty sure you have to set it up within your own deployment, basically, because it has to be 12 away from the enemies.
Yeah, so it has to be inside. Well, but some of
them are, yeah.
You have to deploy it deeper because you start closer, so you only start 9 away from your opponent's territory. Yeah. So, but yeah, okay. So the first thing to talk about, and I talked about this on the show before with the scenery piece, is obviously it's massive, which is problematic, right? Because depends on how the Moon Clan player is going to use it, and as you play more, you'll learn how to use it better. But I think the key part is obviously you can stick things like squid gobbers behind it, shoot over the top of it.
Yeah.
So things that you want to make immune to being shot, hashtag the Loon King, is pretty problematic because you've got a free piece of line of sight blocking terrain in your army, which no one else has. Oh, well, Sylvaneth, sorry. Yeah. Obviously Sylvaneth have that. But that's pretty big. Like, what do you think about that, honestly? Like, as your impact?
Well, this works better than the Sylvaneth ones, because the Sylvaneth ones, if they're flyers, then they can still shoot. But
Skyfires.
This one, they can't see.
Because it's huge.
Yeah.
So what honestly, what do you think about that in game terms? Like, do you, knowing that you're going to be able to do and use that effectively?
Yeah. I think it's going to be. I mean, it's super useful for Moon Clan.
Yeah.
For the Gloomspite Gitz, because you really need your heroes, and the heroes are all a bit fragile. So yeah, it's great for them.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Okay. Yeah.
So obviously it's going to be a pain for people that have brought guns and want to shoot them, but they're going to have to move around and shoot them from angles.
From angles?
Angles.
Kurt angles.
Bouncing bullets.
I mean, like things like the comet from. I think Stormcast is a good answer, right? Because obviously they can threaten with shooting.
That comet is mental against. I think you're gonna see more comments once you see more Gloomspite, because
you got to kill those characters.
Yeah, because effectively it's like a little MSU character bunker, really, that you're gonna have, and if you drop a comet in there and it goes to town, it's gonna hurt a lot.
Okay. That's good. But then you are going to have +3 to dispel or +4 to dispel.
Yeah, and they are going to be
a +4 rerollable dispel. Everyone else is going to be sat there like, fuck.
And you're -7 to cast.
Oh yeah, because so you can. So wait, hold on. You can have +3 to dispel, and also cast a mushroom at them, so they're -2 to cast.
Yeah, or you could bring the moon up their side.
Yeah.
And that makes them - to cast.
So you can make them -3 to cast.
Or
you
just
can
put the moon in the centre with old Skagrot, just for that important turn, so everybody on the battlefield is +1 and -1. So it's effectively a 2-point swing.
Yeah, but then you've also already got a 3-point swing. so you're basically 5 up on the casting roll. So you roll a 2, and I roll a 6. You're now on a 7. Well, you're technically on a 7, yeah?
Life was so lekker.
Oh my god, it's better than the gash! The gash is natural though, right? Like, wow. You know what I did say? I really got into spellcasting in Age of Sigmar, but I think I'm gonna leave that fucking behind me, because that's really good. Okay. So then, so the shrine. We haven't finished what the shrine does, do we?
Yeah.
Here we go. Nathan, you are now one of them. Get ready. Your legion's in the gash. You can summon some units back, can't you?
Yeah. At the end, Moon Clan Grots dig tunnels to nearby loon shrines. In battle, reinforcements emerge from these echoing subterranean passages.
Okay.
So at the end of each of your turns, you can pick one friendly unit of stabbers or shooters unit that has been destroyed. If you do so, roll a dice. On a 4-up, a new replacement unit with half the models from that unit, basically rounding fractions up, is added to your army. Set it up wholly within 12 of a Bad Moon Shrine, and more than 3 from enemy units. And each destroyed unit can only be replaced once, and they cannot themselves be replaced.
Okay. So like it
So
doesn't.
it's quite toned down compared to.
It's on a 4+.
It's on a 4+.
It's half the unit. So I read that so if you're taking Stabber Grots and you're taking a unit of 60, they cost 360 points. So basically on a 4+, you get 180 points back. As I've read it, you can try every turn to roll the 4+, because it doesn't say that turn.
Yeah.
So
So it's
that's
just
good.
one that's has been destroyed in the battle. It doesn't say that turn. Yeah.
Yeah, like Icon Wargaming is saying, and I think is always true, at least it's only half, and it's not automatic. You do need to roll a 4+.
Although there's a formation where you can bring the whole unit back.
For fuck's sake. On a 4+.
On a 4+, yeah.
All right, okay. And is that every turn? So
Yeah, there is an artifact that you can take where you can do it twice.
Oh, fuck me! Fuck! I was so okay with it. And then you had to. Wait, okay.
Yeah, so there are ways you can play around with it. I'm not quite sure on the artifact thing.
Apparently, you can do it 3 times a turn.
Yeah, I think that will be FAQ'd. Because at the moment, this says, so it's done at the end of your turn, so it's not in your hero phase.
Yeah.
And then that artifact thing, where you can do it twice, that says in your hero phase. So people are saying, well, then you can do it twice in your hero phase, and then once at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
But obviously, you need 3 units to have died to do that.
Yeah.
And
but they don't need to have died that turn. They just need to have died.
Died in previous turns.
Yeah.
But also, I think that they'll probably FAQ it. You would have thought that they meant for you to use it at the end of the turn. So it would be twice at the end of the turn, not twice in the hero phase and then in the end of the turn. So I think it's a typo, personally.
So you can't have a Loon King doing the CP farm and get them back at full strength. So you have to make a sacrifice. So you have to drop the Loon King being your general, which is how he gets the CP back. In order to do that, is what we're being told in the chat.
That's an artifact.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's an artifact where Loon Kings can get extra command points, but you don't need to because you've got Scragrot getting command points. Why would you have the Loon boss doing that?
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay.
And also the Fungoid Cave Shaman does it as well. It doesn't need an artifact to do it.
Right, okay, so at least it has to all be within 12 inches of the scenery piece, but it doesn't have to be outside of 9 inches.
Outside of 3.
Outside of 3 inches, which is really strong, because that's one of the sorry, I'm going to put this, if you guys listen to the podcast, I'm doing this in quotation marks, one of the tactics people say to beat Legions of Nagash is to swamp their objectives. The tactics. Because they can only summon them outside of 9 inches of the enemy.
Yeah. And they have to be within 12 of the gravesite. So if you're standing on the gravesite, you're going to severely limit what they can summon back.
Right. Okay.
But at
least
it's easier with
at
this
least there's
fella.
no way to take that unit and just put it anywhere else on the board.
Yeah.
At least that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Can I?
No.
I can't pick up that unit that's come for free.
Oh yeah. No, in the hero phase, you could then cast a spell and then teleport them all around the place. I think that's what you're alluding to.
That is what I'm alluding to. Hand a Gork, or whatever the fuck it's called in this version. It's 40k spell. Yes. Right. So you can bring it back.
It was a Bone Splitter spell first.
Yes, it was. It was a Bone Splitter spell first. But very destruction-y. It's across it's a racial magic.
Oh yes.
Yes.
They use it in every planet across the star system.
Mork picks up some green fellas and throws them.
He's like running around. Oh, fucking hell, I've got to go move them, and then, and then.
Oh.
Like playing Warhammer.
Right. Alright, okay. Alright, so that's... So it depends. If you're building it that way, then hopefully there's some other things you're not taking to be able to generate 60 grots back a turn. Yeah. And the mirror match is really interesting, obviously, because if you take the toe fungus and throw it at the grots, that's actually really decent because Obviously, they're units of 60, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're talking Mooncloud, I mean, we haven't talked about Squigs yet. Mirror matches are going to be crazy.
The best ever.
Wow. Okay.
I just want to play against other.
I think you're going to have loads of opportunities, Nathan. You're going to have loads of opportunities. All right. Okay. Okay. Everyone, take a moment. Okay. Fine. Okay. Decent. I give you the decent rating. Killing 60 grots is hard enough. Have they still got netters?
Yeah.
Fuck. And then you can still take
Fanatics.
and also what's it? Geminids. So the army can be -2 to hit.
Oh yeah. There's other ways to get minuses as well. There's quite a few ways.
And you can also give them always strikes last.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's 2.
But it does feel like that's we're saying a lot of stuff. And it feels like you're going to need, like, you're not going to have that many characters to do all that stuff.
You're going to struggle to get all the cool stuff happening at the same time.
No, please replace the word cool. Cool is not what we're talking about
all
here.
the brilliantly excellent stuff.
I'm finding none of these things cool or fun. All right. So what do you think of the terrain piece overall, Nath? Like, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's pretty sweet. I don't think it's overpowered. You only get one of them. I mean, yeah, okay, it's pretty strong. I lied. It's overpowered. Fuck you guys. Whew, it's great.
That's a great question, David Ratcliffe. Can you read... So, have you got the spell lore available? Because this is a fun one, if it's true. This is a really fun question. Have you got the spell lore? I've got them. I've got them, Nath.
Good.
You ready?
Yeah.
So, spell lore. Because the spell that I want to talk about right now is Hand of Gork. Hand of Gork is a casting value of 7. If successfully cast, pick a friendly Gloomspite unit wholly within 24 inches of the caster visible to them and more than 3 inches away from enemy units. Remove that unit from the battlefield. That's a unit, not a model. Does the terrain piece count as a unit?
Yeah, so it has got keywords. I found a scroll with keywords. It's got scenery, Gloomspite, Gitz, and Bad Moon Moonshine.
What is it? A terrain piece or a unit?
So it's scenery. I don't know.
It's not a unit in your army.
I doubt it.
No. So I don't think... Because someone's asking, can I teleport the piece of scenery? But I don't think so, personally. Because a unit is in your army list and then terrain is different. So I'm going for no. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair question.
Yeah, I doubt it's a unit. Because let's have a look at a unit.
Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, I agree. I don't think units have been considered scenery. A scenery has been considered unit so far, so... Endless spells are models, but not units. Yeah. So, alright, good.
So, yeah, you can't teleport the endless spells either, I would have thought.
Yes!
So, yeah, it definitely says...
Nailed it!
Under the description, it says a unit of blah-de-blah-de-blah. Whereas under the description of the loon sign, it says it is a single terrain feature, so it's definitely not a unit. Yeah. So no, cannot teleport it. Oh, good. I mean Hand of Gork it.
I don't want to teleport it. Yeah. I don't want anyone else to teleport it. It's my main feature in that.
Sure.
Should we talk about the spells there? Or not talk about the spells? Do you want to talk about the spells?
What? Yeah, you can do.
Yeah?
You want...
I'm really washed out on this. I hope I'm not dying. That's... As you've told me more, I've got paler on this screen. Dear God. Dear God, man.
Trying to find the wings.
Hydra Templar. Squiggler is boss. Hidden Dreams is very excited about the Squiggler. Very excited. The troll in me wants to do it on Wednesday, though. It says Donaldinho and teleport. So should we talk about the spells, Nath?
Yeah.
Because I've got them if you want them.
You got them. I haven't got them. I don't know where they are.
Okay.
Find them somewhere in
some
planet.
Right, so Vindictive Glare, yeah? This is, by the way, just something I'm remembering off the internet. Casting value of 5.
I found it.
Yeah?
Cool. Yeah.
If successfully cast, pick an enemy unit within 12 inches, D3 mortal wounds. So it's a short-range arcane bolt. Cool.
Nice.
That gets a half moon. Itchy Nuisance. Itchy Nuisance, cast value of 6.
My favourite spell is back.
Your favourite spell is back. I'm going to read the narrative to you. The shaman scratches his armpits and inflicts unhygienic discomfort and playful chafing upon the foe.
That's what I do all the time.
Wait, so the shaman scratches his own armpits. So is he like doing like a voodoo doll spell?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're so itchy now. So it's cast value 6. Pick a friendly unit within 18 inches. That unit fights at the end of the next combat phase after the players have picked any units to fight in the combat phase. So Doppelganger Cloak you can throw on units. Amazingly good.
Yeah. After you've nicked their doppelganger cloak.
Yeah, nick their doppelganger cloak, shut it down, and then give it to another unit, and be like,
just
"Fuck
say,
you guys."
Look, I've given it to these grots.
So that's actually. So I actually think that's massive. I love that.
Well, it's like your bull, but
the Wildfire Taurus. Yeah. Yes. But like, yeah. I mean, the cool thing about the bull is it's multiple units, and it lasts until the next hero phase.
Yeah, whereas this is just the next combat phase.
But it's really good for shutting things like Skyfires down, who get all those re-rolls when they roll. I mean, obviously they're going to be more than 16 inches away, so you're not going to get them with this spell. But it's still really decent. Yeah, I really like it. And good, like, you know, if you're in an ongoing combat, like a grind fest, like somewhere, you just be like, cool, I'll shut that down for a turn. It's really cool if you're like, you know, if they've alpha struck you and you're locked into combat, or even if you're playing Idneth and the high tide's up, so they're going to be able to, they go in first, you go, well, I'll shut you down now, so that, does it
at least in my turn?
Yes, in your turn, like it can be used really defensively. Yes, that's actually good.
So yeah, I mean, in their turn, they'll still go first.
Yeah.
Well, and obviously you can't cast it in their turn, but in your turn, because it's your turn, you get to override their
that's really strong. Yeah, that's really powerful. That's great. Casting value is 6, so it's easy to cast as well. It's going to be super annoying as well. That plus Fanatics is pretty devastating, right? Because you can control better than ever, and minuses to hit everywhere.
Yeah, you now really, so whereas before you'd control the charge phase a lot, you now can control the actual combat phase quite nicely.
Do you worry though, like that all the shooting, all the combat that we've seen, and then this seems to be like so advantageous for combat constantly, and Moonclan are, because they're naturally minus 1 to hit effectively when you talk about the Moonclan part of it. Do you worry that that's going to polarize the game into being like, I'm just going to take a lot more shooting, which I find shooting a lot more uninteractive.
Yeah, I think the Gloomspite is going to force people to look at their bows and arrows a bit more. But then a Gloomspite have got quite a few ways to get around bows and arrows as well.
Oh, okay. All right, nice. All right, nice.
So great green sprite. Great green sprite.
What, the next one?
Yeah. I like it.
Okay, hold on. Let me just do some zooming in. It's casting value of 7. If successfully cast, pick one friendly Gloomspite Gitz unit wholly within 18 inches of the caster, and enemy units 18 inches caster and an enemy unit within 24 inches caster, and they're visible to them. The enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound if the friendly unit has fewer than 10 models. D3 mortal wounds. All right, okay. So you basically pick one of your units and their units.
Yeah, and say I'm taking the energy from this unit and shoving it up your arse.
Yeah.
So look, I've got a unit of 60 grots.
So you take D6 mortal wounds onto a single model, potentially.
Yeah, onto whatever you.
Yeah, into any enemy unit. That's good, because it's quite hard to get D6 mortal wounds onto a single model.
Yeah.
And things like Star Drakes can like be genuinely, although they normally have a 4-up save against mortal wounds. Yeah. It's nice to be able to just punch at them and just be like, fuck D6 mortal wounds. Wow. So then
24 inches as well, so it's decent range.
Yeah, but both have to be wholly.
No, not them. Not the enemy. Your unit, yes.
That's what, and your unit's going to be the more difficult part of it.
Yeah, but you're going to have your dude stood next to 60 grots who've got bows and arrows.
Good. All right,
something
good.
Like that.
Then you got Hand of Gork, what we talked about before, which was casting value of 7.
Yeah.
You can pick up a unit of Gitz and teleport them, but they have to be wholly within 24 inches of the caster that you're using.
Yeah.
And then move them 3 inches away.
No, they have to be more than 3 away from, so you can't teleport them out of combat.
Yeah, but what I mean is, yes, and then you teleport them anywhere outside of 9 inches. Yeah. So you can basically redeploy them 9 inches away. So deep strike, which is cool. Cast on a 7, so it's like a little bit tougher but with the pluses to cast, it's not too big an issue. But what I really like about that is in its utility is obviously you can backboard, so you can put at the back of the board your shaman, so he's outside of unbind range, and then you can just cast this spell. So it's not the I have to cast versus you have to unbind. It's just I have to cast.
Yeah.
Wow. So we're going to do a video on this, because I actually think that this is one of those things that's just going to be so frustrating initially, especially with like if the Gitz go first, they're just going to net you with 60 guys, right?
Yeah.
And with command points to space, but like we'll make you immune to battle shock.
Yeah, or else don't bother making them immune to battle shock. Let them die, and we'll get them back out of our shrine.
Yeah. Wow, that's really powerful. Yeah, that's probably the best utility-wise. That'll win the most games, I think.
That spell, yeah. I mean, the ability to do that is what makes Seraphon, makes them from a decent army into a really good army.
It is absolutely.
I think it's what makes things like the Stormcast pretty good. Yeah, anything where you can teleport is just super good, and this is great.
Especially as there's a lot less restrictions on this than on others. So just being outside of 9, it's arguably better than the Seraphon, because 60 is so much board space. That's so much board control from one unit, from one spell. Like with Seraphon, maybe like if you can teleport 2 units of skinks, you can get more. That's the only way. 2 full units of 40 skinks. That's the only way to get more board control.
Yeah. But the great thing about the Seraphon one is you've got that chance of being able to move after you've done it.
Yes, but you also can fuck up.
Yeah. But we don't ever talk about that.
Yeah, we don't never talk about the negatives, only the positives.
We're a positive podcast. Fuck those etc. guys.
Fuck those etc. guys.
No, we love them really. They're cute.
Yeah, they are cute.
Playing etc. with Chinese kids.
Cool. Right. Okay. And then you've got Squiggler. So everyone's excited about Squiggler. Casting value of 5, so incredibly easy to cast. Successfully cast up to D3 friendly squig units, wholly within the 18 inches. The caster visible to them. The units can still run and charge later in the same turn. So they can run and charge.
Squig units, yeah.
Yeah.
Those magma squigs. Man.
The game's quite close though. Actually, if you take everything else into account, I don't think I'd be too interested in taking that.
I think if you're going with Mangler squigs, that's quite an interesting one.
But do you not think that they're just gonna, like, almost everything in the game at the minute wants to charge you anyway? It's cool for like, I'm gonna run up the board, yeah, and Alpha Strike you, but it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas like everything else is like, there's more utility in everything else, like running and charge.
Oh yeah. This is very obvious, but it doesn't stop it from being good.
It doesn't stop it from being good. That's not my point. What I mean is like you, and it's because of you that I have this thought in my head. If there are objectives in the center of the board, my opponents run into them anyway. So I haven't got to take a spell to run an extra d6. And yeah, fine. I'm like on turn 2 with 25 command points. Whatever the fuck I'm doing. Right, which is fine apparently.
It's lacquer.
Yeah, it's lacquer. Yeah.
The beautiful thing about this is, you know, those death armies where they've got those stupid generals sat at the back of the board resurrecting dead things, and then they push their army forward to go and take those objectives in the center. Then suddenly there's a squig. Oh, the squig can fly.
I forgot about that.
Gently.
I had forgotten it can fly. Does it
and
have
then
wings?
it can run.
Does it boing?
It just boings.
It boings.
Yeah,
it's like a Tigger.
Yeah, it's going for that general. It's going to go and eat him.
Are you going to try and make the opponent into an Eeyore? I guess I was having a good day, summoning Grimgas Reapers.
And then suddenly a Mangler squig just popped up next to me. Bit my head off.
That does make all the Stormcast players Pooh Bear. And all the Chaos players Piglet. Wow. Alright, okay, so pointing out that the Manglers can fly changes my opinion a bit.
Yeah.
It changes my opinion a bit. Because you want that extra d6 to just jump over.
Yeah,
especially when you can auto 6 it.
Running around. Yeah. Exactly. Because that's the problem with Manglers, and I mean you can put on a Colossal as well. Makes that just 5d6.
Fuck.
But the nice thing is, like you keep saying, is that auto is changing the run roll into a 6 for a command point. That's because it's so their movement is so random. It's 3d6, 4d6, all of these d6s. But if you can at least make one of them, you know that it's a 6. You're putting some speed on those guys. So yeah.
Donald's just saying here, space is going to be too big to easily move over stuff. How big is the base on a Mangler now?
It's 80. Oh, now it's the new one is about 80. It looks like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you'll be able to fly directly over, but there's flanks. So if you're going faster,
Okay. It's like us trying to get to Australia.
So lacquer.
We have to go. Do you know we're going to China?
Oh, we can check out them kids.
That's where we're going. We've got a small business meeting in China first for our view bots.
For our little bots. Little Chinese bots.
Jett, what you doing? Oh my God, calm it down.
Come on then. Come on my lap.
Oh, he's missed you.
Oh,
He's missed you.
Good boy.
Next week we're installing the Jett bed. So we're going to have a camera permanently plugged onto Jett. So whenever you guys need a Jett update, we'll just... And then we'll get him some treats. Oh, what did you just say? What word? Right, okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's an obvious one, but I do like it still.
Yeah.
I mean, when you've got your cauldron and you know all of them, then it doesn't matter if you use it occasionally.
Called Moon has a casting value of 8. This is the last one. This is only taken by the Gloomspites, but not the Spider Fangs.
Unless they cast themselves a cauldron.
And then weirdly, the Spider...
That stuff.
Pick one enemy unit visible to the caster that suffers D3 mortal wounds. The unit is wholly affected by the light of the bad moon. You can reroll the D3 in terms of the mortal wounds. Okay, so that's the worst one by a million miles. It's cast on at 8.
It's cast on at 8.
Do you know the guy that was writing that was like, oh, a 6th one.
But have you seen the range on that one?
Cool. What, infinite?
Just wherever the light of the moon is.
Wow. That's good. That's great for picking out support characters if you include all the other ways you've got for taking out support characters. Including that fucking stick. That stick is going to trigger me so many times.
A moon on a stick.
Moon on a stick. That unit, and that unit, and that. I'm like, oh my God.
Stop shooting different things, just shoot the same one.
I was like, yeah, you're right. Every turn you're going to be able to shoot something different. You were like, it's got 6 attacks. I was like, holy macaroni. Right, this is what I'm excited about. Lore of the Spider Fangs, yeah?
Yeah.
So Spider Fang Wizards only. Deadly Webbing. Casting value of 5. Yes. Pick one terrain feature within 24 inches of the caster visible to them until your next hero phase. That terrain feature has the deadly and sinister scenery rules. In addition, any other scenery rule it already has. Spider Fang units ignore the effects of the spell. Rubbish.
That's
Moving on.
Great.
It's
Imagine
not.
you playing Sylvaneth. Oh, those Witcherin are now deadly to you.
to you as well.
And sinister. Not to me. I'm a spider guy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sure. So far, I'm giving that a half.
So whenever they move around the
No, I'm giving that when they run and charge. I'm giving it a half moon.
Not run and charge. If you end your move within deadly, you take you roll a dice. You've got that chance of taking some more wounds. It's not that great.
Oh, I'll read the rest. It might be the best.
Yeah.
It might
it's not the best.
This might be like the Legion of the Gash book, where it's like there's the 2 spell laws and only one is like incredible. Venomous Spiderlings, casting value of 6. Successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within 12 inches of the caster and visible to them, and roll a number of dice equal to the number of models in that unit. For a 6+, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. That's quite good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
So it's very similar to Vermintide.
Yeah.
But it's got a better range. No, it's
12.
12. But it's not wholly within 12.
No, it's quite good, especially for like a frontline Ragnarok who's out there kicking ass.
I like it.
Yeah. Scotland Terrors, I give it a 3/4 moon. No,
Okay.
half moon. Half moon. Scotland Terrors has a cast value of 7. If successfully cast, pick a friendly Spider Fang unit wholly within 24 inches of the caster. The unit can run and still shoot and or charge later in the same turn. Oh, baby. Run and charge on Spider Fang. Yes.
Very obvious.
No, but this one's different.
I'm joking. I'm pulling your leg. Pulling your dick.
But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's cool. No, it's... Because it's those spiders. You want them to be running up, shooting and charging.
Can the spiders do more output than the manglers? We don't know yet until we actually read all the books and do the math. But like, you can. They didn't go down in points. It's still 100 points for 5. But
you can effectively do what you did before on 5s, doing 2 mortal wounds.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty decent.
It just depends on how these artifacts work with the light of the moon as well.
Yeah. All right. So then, number 4, Sneaky Distraction, cast value of 7. Is successfully cast until your next hero phase. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by enemy units while they're wholly within 12 inches of the caster. That's not bad.
For that combat a Ragnarok, that's charging up with your spiders.
Who takes an artifact that's -1 to hit.
Yeah, but then everything that's attacking your spiders is -1 to hit as well in that combat.
Yeah, they have to be wholly within though.
Yeah, 12 inches. It's quite big.
Yeah,
And
face
if he's in the fight with, fighting alongside.
Yeah, but it's yes, I agree. Depends what they're fighting again. Yeah. That's pretty good. -1 to hit's good. Really good.
Yeah.
Really good. I mean, incredible on the nets, right? -2 to hit in that army. Wow.
Yeah, it's just an extra one. If you take like the Geminids and stuff with, again, then you just force multiplying on it.
Well, you're always taking Geminids. You auto put that in your army list. Then Curse the Spider God cast on a 7. If successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within 24 inches of the caster and visible to them until your next hero phase. Hit rolls made for attacks by that unit always fail on an unmodified roll of a 1 or 2 instead of only on a 1. Wow. And save rolls made for attacks that target the unit always fail on an unmodified roll of a 1 or a 2 instead of only a 1. If attacks that target the unit always fail.
So their save rolls always fail on a 1 or 2.
I mean, I kind of wish that there wasn't 2 saves. Would be my main, but fine, yeah. But then they also fail to hit on 2s.
Yeah. So against certain things, that's useful. But I mean, most things hit on 3s.
Yeah, like actually, I was talking about this the other day. The main issue with for 40k, in my opinion, is there's so many 2+ to hits, re-rolling 1s, 2+ to wound, re-rolling wounds maybe. I've been right sort of bitch about it the other day. Just terrible. Like, I got to apologise publicly to Nikos. He was just like, "Shut up," and it was fair. Hi, Frederick. Wow. Okay, but like, I hope that doesn't mean that we're going to see more 2s to hit. I like that it's like fine. Yeah, there's 3 pluses to hit re-rollable, but I prefer that weirdly to 2 pluses to hit. It's not a very good spell, is it?
I don't know. It sounds alright, and then I'm trying to think of scenarios where it would work really good, but no. I don't think it's that great.
That gets a quarter moon. Then Gift of the Spider God, success value of 8. If successfully cast, pick one friendly Spider Fang monster within 12 inches of the caster that is visible to them. You can heal D6 wounds. Nice. So this is a really shit spell lore apart from 1 spell. But that's still good. I'll take it.
I like 6. I think, Gift of the Spider God is really good. I think Sneaky Distraction's alright. The -1 to hit bubble.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And then some of the, like the Venomous Spiderlings is pretty good.
So what they're saying is,
pretty good against hordes.
Summon the Cauldron so you can cast the good spell lore.
Well, the fact that you learn the whole spell lore. So if you're only going to take 1 or 2 Arachnaroks
because they're 300 points.
Yeah. So they can choose 1 spell out of this lore each.
Yeah.
So that's going to be Gift of the Spider God. And Gift of the Spider God again, or else maybe the Sneaky Distraction or the Venomous Spiderlings if you're worried about fighting hordes.
The Spider Cauldron Chariot. Yeah, thank you. I agree. It is a chariot. It's not pulled by anything, is it? It needs 2 wheels. It's got no wheels. Can't be a chariot.
It's not a cart.
Oh my god. Alright, so obviously the Moon Clan lore is way better. Yeah. Alright.
But then you're going to be taking loads of Moon Clan Shamans.
Okay.
But you're only going to be taking 1 or 2 Spider Fang Shamans. So it's efficient.
Agreed. I agree. Yeah, loads. And also there's endless spells, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's just do a couple of War Scrolls, because we still need to do command traits and artifacts, and we're not going to do them today. Oh, what about the Allegiance ability?
Yeah, I've seen people talk about it. I've not actually read.
Okay, well, we'll leave that then. We'll read until we can read what we talk about, right? Like we said, this is just meant to be us enjoying ourselves and having fun. In which case, Spore Splatter Fanatics, Nathan.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Should we talk about them? Let's do Spore Splatter Fanatics, let's do Loon Smasher Fanatics, and then let's just do Boingrot Bounders. And I think that's a good collection of things. Yeah?
Cool.
So, Spore Splatter Fanatics. Spinning Madly. Spore Splatter Fanatics swing Thwack Weezer Puff Shrooms.
Nice.
attached to heavy metal chains. Spore clouds they generate veil the grot horde from
I'm a
sight.
little bit sad that they just called them heavy chains. Why didn't they call them something lacquer?
Yeah, like
It's like those Thwackweezer puff shrooms.
yeah, Thwackweezer puff shrooms is decent. They generate veil the grot herds from sight and invigorate allies even as they choke and blind the foe. So they have got their units of 5, aren't they?
Yeah.
5 to 15. They've got 6 up save and 1 wound, and they move 2d6. Bravery 10, which is decent. They've got Puff Shroom Frenzy. Puff Shroom Spore Cloud sends nearby Moonclan Grots into a frenzy.
It sure does.
Yeah. At the start of your hero phase, friendly Moonclan Grots units wholly within 12 inches of any friendly units with this ability, not wholly within, become frenzied until your next hero phase. Add 1 to the attack characteristic for melee weapons used by the frenzied unit. That's cool. That's really cool.
It's a sweet buff.
It's a sweet buff. That's really good. And then Spore Cloud, the Spore Balls.
Oh yeah, you were complaining about your little heroes being shot at.
Yeah, the Spore Balls, these fanatics swing around their head, create a dense cloud that shield Moonblade. These Gungan shields.
Yeah.
Models are not visible to each other if an imaginary fuck you. Fuck. How much are these? How much do these cost?
120.
120
I think they're 120 for 5.
are not visible to each other if an imaginary straight line 1 mil wide drawn between the 2 closest points of the 2 models cross over this unit. So I shoot the unit first, then shoot behind it.
Yeah, you'll have to shoot this unit out to shoot. Yeah.
Can it be hidden inside of a unit? No.
No.
Alright, that's fine. That's fine. That's
so
fine.
you have to shoot this unit first, though.
Yeah, that's fine. That's alright. If there's ability to, so basically it's like Sylvaneth Wildwood. If you draw a line over it, then they're
you
immune.
can't shoot. Or 1 inch either side. It's got like a 1 inch bubble, but that 1 inch bubble doesn't protect itself for some reason. It would be lacquer if it did. But
Yeah, if it
very
did
bad.
itself, no thank. I mean, you could be a dick. You could put 1 unit of these guys in front of another unit of these guys. But like, wait. So what's the cost? What's the opportunity cost for this? It's 120 points.
Yeah.
I could summon Palisade, but so that's a lot less points, but it costs my valuable casting resource, and then it's unbindable. But then I could also shoot, and then. Why does that matter when I have a giant piece of terrain that blocks line of sight if I really wanted to anyway? Okay, alright. So
Yeah, I mean, but the buff +1 attack is pretty cool as well. The +1 attack thing is not bad.
yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Sends them off with +1 attack. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's decent. Alright. You've sold me on it. Hi Dasmall. Hello everyone in the chat. Hello everyone who's just joined us or still watching. Thanks very much. And if you're listening to this exceptionally healthy long podcast, we appreciate it and you guys are great. Nathan, we've been going a while. That's what she said. Yeah.
She's so lucky.
Probably should end it soon. People were like, fuck!
Yeah. 120, yeah.
They'll be like, you must have covered the whole podcast, the whole book in 3 hours. Oh my God, let me tell you, we did not. We talked about Chinese children.
and people playing etc. all the while.
Then you got Splat. If they roll a double when they charge. Is that what it is?
Yeah, they take a mortal wound, but other units within 1 inch of the unit
suffer
take
D3 mortal wounds.
D3 as they splat into them.
Yeah, that's a bit of a yeah, but that's fine. And then Well in Death, this unit fights at the start of the combat phase before players pick any other units to fight in that combat phase. You know that plus Fanatics. This plus Endless Spells means like there's so much out of turn sequencing and stuff that it can like. This sounds like an army that's going to be great on paper just as soon as you start, but you can master some real good mechanics with this army because you're going to know things that your opponent isn't used to fighting.
Yeah.
That's cool. I really like that. I wouldn't take these, but that's fine. The +1 to hit, the +1 attack is great.
Yeah.
But not when your opponent can remove it.
Yeah.
But then your opponent's going to be so interested in removing the characters, like the Loon King, if they've got shooting. So let's say I can definitely put, I don't know, 15 wounds into your army from shooting, which is actually really hard to do.
Yeah.
But let's say that I can do that. Your characters are going to be my target, not these guys.
Yeah, but then these guys go in the front, so then you've got to shoot these guys to get to the characters.
Yeah,
That
true.
means that's going to save a character or two.
Yeah, I guess so. And also, because they get to go first, they're great to put at the front of your army, because even if you get charged, these guys are going to swing at the charging unit first.
Yeah.
So actually, 120, 2 units of them, 240, that's quite a huge area of denial. Alright, okay. Yeah, maybe that's the thing, right? It seems weak. Yeah. But then again, if you dropped a Comet up from Stormcast, they're not doing shit against that. Yeah, exactly. And you're losing half the unit.
Yeah. But then they're never going to summon us. We're not going to let them do that shit. No, I mean, obviously they can just deploy on the back out of range of your unbinders and then start lobbing comets around. So, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Cameras are proper wobbly. Mainly Rob. Sorry, I'm jangling my foot. That's my problem. Sorry, Chucks. Thanks very much. And he also says, why is the imaginary line 1 millimeter wide when every other measurement in meters?
Is in inches.
Yeah. Who knows?
It's trying to trigger us. Oh, that's OCD, guys. Cool. So, did you want to do Loon Smashers as well?
I do.
Cool.
And then we'll bring it to a close, guys. If you guys are super excited about this Battletome and about us specifically doing the coverage, we're doing a whole day of it next week. So that's not live. We'll do our normal Monday show, but we're filming stuff and we're getting into like the janky mechanics, and we're going to be filming it and then just like working it out. So we should have what I think is going to be a pretty competent review next week. Yeah. So yeah. Nathan will understand that Nathan's review is utterly biased.
All of them are.
So biased. Right, Loon Smasher Fanatics, Nath.
Armed with a massive ball and chain. None of that other gumph. Loon Smasher Fanatics are driven loopy with potent fungus brews, then unleashed upon the enemy in a whirling storm. Though they inevitably come to grief, in the end, Loon Smasher Fanatics cause bloody carnage. First.
Good, yeah.
So 2d6, 1 wound. They've got a 6-up save now, which they never had before.
Yes, they've got a save, that's nice.
Bravery 10.
Means you can put them in cover as well.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
And they're on 32 more bases now as well.
That's cool.
Interestingly.
Because that's what's really good, and also a unit 5. So what used to be problematic, and Nathan, you're the expert here, so you tell me because you've used Fanatics forever. What was always an issue, realistically, with Fanatics was if you released 1 or 2 on a 25mm base, you couldn't actually grot block very much because they could pile in around you and stuff. But unit of 5 on 32s is a huge amount of area.
Yeah, can take up. So same with the Spore Splatters as well. So you actually cover more area than with the 25s.
So they get to strike first in combat.
So these guys, so exact same rule there. But these guys do D6 attacks.
Hit on 4s.
3s, -2 rend, D3 damage.
That's
so 5d6 and they're 140 points.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you can take 15 of them, right?
Yeah. So these guys you can hide inside your unit.
Yep.
So when you release them, but you have to record. So this is
just
the
take
thing.
15 of them. Take 15 of them, and just fuck. You take them with 15, can't you?
Yeah.
Just release 15 of them.
Yeah.
Just be like.
That's the word.
That's the word. Who said the word?
Because you know that thing that we were talking about earlier, that Hand of Cork spell. Oh my word! No! You know that 9-inch charge you have to make. Wow.
Oh, do they get to re-roll it? No. But you've got a command point.
Yeah, and just imagine you could summon that thing that makes charges just a little bit easier.
Oh, Chronomantic Cogs.
Yeah.
7+ to charge. These guys go first.
No, these guys have not got a 7+ to charge because they're set up within 3 of the unit that releases them. So that unit is 9 away. Then you set these guys up 6 away.
Oh, fuck you! What? No! That's clearly... That's not... You can't... That's not... The designers didn't know that you could do that because they didn't write one war scroll, write the other war scroll and understand that they were going to interact with each other. That's not the intent.
Oh, sorry. Oh, we won't do that then.
Right? Come on. No. Who's in the chat left? Right, everyone, come on. You're all on my side on this one. You know for a fact that they didn't realise that you'd be able to teleport them and then set these guys up. They didn't think it through. Come on, you can't tell me that they meant this to happen.
Imagine when you get hit by 15
No, I don't want to imagine it. It's going to fucking suck.
I'm going to roll 15 dice to say, oh, how many of them hit? No. That's how many attacks I'm going to be doing. 150 million attacks.
If you take cogs...
You're looking for a 4.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Gulliver Babbles records 100% it'll be FAQ'd. I do not think it's going to be FAQ'd.
How can they FAQ it?
Because that's 2 interacting rules.
Yeah. It says here when you set it up and it's your opponent's charge phase, your unit cannot charge, but obviously it fights first anyway, so they charge you, they take some damage, and it's going to hurt like crazy because 5d6 attacks is pretty serious.
50d6 is fucking more serious on a 4+ rerollable charge. Yeah. So let me go through the process. I'm sat at the back of the board, yeah, with
sit wherever you want.
Yeah, wherever the fuck I want, with +2 to cast. Yeah. You then teleport you 60 grots. Yeah. You summon cogs. Right, cool, because you've got 1 million to cast. Whatever. You then throw forward 15d6 fanatics and just blitz whatever kill you'd hit touch. They then, if they haven't got any shooting, they have to then go and fight those dickheads in their own deployment. At the same time, someone's thrown a toe fungus into my deployment line, yeah, and has wiped out half my army, right? And then I have to fight 60 grots, 15 dickheads, yeah, a fucking toe fungus. Yeah, and my shaman at the back, or wizard, or whoever I've got, is being fucking harassed by spiders. Is this what you're telling me I have to deal with in 2019? Brexit, this book, yeah, right? Fucking Jesus. Right. Do you know what? I see, at least I can take the fucking Troggoths or something. We haven't even read the whole book. Wait, okay, you hit on 4, so 15d6. I'm going to make it fine. I'm going to make it fine. It's 35 attacks. Another 17. Hold on, I'm going to make it so it's all fine. 42, 50, 45, 52. 52, you're only going to hit half. 26. A third. 9. It's 9. It's not 9. I'm just going to call it 8. -2. So, so 15 minus 2. So you save 2 of those. 13 D6 damage.
No, D3 damage.
D3?
Yeah.
Alright, fine. So you only do 26 damage on the charge. That's fine. That's not even a big deal. That's fine. 26 damage. And then half my fire glaives are dead from the fucking toe grenade. Oh, alright. That's fine. I can deal with that. I can't deal with the 60 grots afterwards. That's the problem.
But I stood right behind them.
Wait, can they also charge?
Yeah, of course they can charge, because they just teleported 9 away, haven't they?
Fuck!
And they also get +2 to charge, so yeah, 7 inch charge.
Corrupt says, is anyone playing in 2019 without screening units? The issue is, Corrupted DZ, is if I put some screening units out, some knobs throwing a fucking toe grenade at them, yeah, and has melted half of them.
You are going to have to build a castle. With your screening units.
Am I going to have to build a castle?
No, whoever, like, he's mentioned screening units, they're going to have to be a proper full-on castle, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what might be good? Is pre-move units. Do you know what might be good? Hope. Hope would be great.
The thing is, though, it's before the combat phase, so before you choose units to fight. So those 15 fanatics will fight, and then the 60 grots will fight. Then you can have a turn fighting.
Yeah. Or the grot. Yeah. Yeah, but so Malekith, you can build a castle. No, because it's an aura on the toad mushroom. I mean, you can. No.
Oh, if you built a castle, the toad mushroom would be so happy to see it.
The toad mushroom would be so over the moon to see a castle and be like, oh, there seems to be a lot of units within 8 inches here. This is a fucking treat. Which is why I don't understand people who run a Gav bomb. So you're talking about Stormcast and running Gavriel Sureheart with Secretors. Why they don't just have a comic guy. Because the Gav bomb is like, castle up so you can't hurt me. And then you go, cool, I'll stick a comment in the middle of all those dickheads who like stood together. I keep saying the word dickhead, I'm obviously I'm processing my emotions and it's coming out. You're all hearing me. It's all happening in a cycle. Is it not the Fanatics fight first and the enemy? No, it's not. It's the Fanatics first because that happens before the combat phase.
Yeah, before any units are chosen to fight.
Yeah, so then it goes to the next unit.
Then I choose a unit to fight.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Listen, Nathan, so on a personal level, I'm really emotionally happy because Nathan's been waiting 3 years for an army book that's good. He still will try his hardest to lose.
Really had an army book that was good. Yeah.
But they've. Are you getting a loon boss? Are you getting that? Are you getting
I've got a loon boss. Yes, I'm getting Scraggrot.
Are you getting 15 Fanatics?
I've got 15 Fanatics. I've got 18.
Oh, fuck.
In fact, no, I've got 20. I've got loads of Fanatics already, yeah.
What happens if I kill the 60 Grots, behind the 15 Fanatics?
You've done really well.
Yeah, but what if I have?
Well, if the Fanatics are still inside the unit.
No. What if I kill the Fanatics? Fuck you. Yeah. Then I kill the 60 Grots. Fuck you. And I'm like, finally, I've dealt with them 2 units.
Are you asking if I'll bring 30 more Grots back? Yeah.
Or 60. Or 60.
Or 60 if I use that special
formation. Alright. Okay. Wow. Good. So the first thing we're going to do is obviously read the narrative. We're going to do a show on it next week, and we'll talk about more. It sounds that then the Grots come back, Rob. Yeah, no, thanks. Then the Grots come back. Then it's turn 4, and you can finally move out your deployment zone.
Turn 4, you'll be lucky. It's going to be about turn 17 before you can start moving.
Your deployment zone. The dank beams are going to be so big.
Like, this is a really dank table.
This is a dank table. Wow. Oh, fuck. It's like, I mean, so I wanted. Park made a really good no bounders. Malekith really wants us to talk about the bounders. Where the fuck are the bounders? Boingrot's bounders. They got 2 wounds each, 4 up save, and they move 2d6 inches. They got a poking lance, which is 2 attacks, 4s, rend 1 damage. And then they're on a grot. Not grot.
On a squig.
On a squig. It's 2 attacks, 4s, rend 1 damage. So actually 4 attacks. I mean, it's halves, so you're not going to do a lot of damage on the charge there. Not on the charge, but you won't do a lot of damage from that because it's not loads. It's 4s, right?
Yeah, but they're 4 attacks each, so it's 2.
Yeah, but you only hit twice, and then you only wound one out of those.
1 or 2.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
So 3s, isn't it?
Each bout, one of them's 3 and one of them's 4.
But then +1 to wound on the charge with the lance.
Because the lance is on the bounders is +1 to wound on the lance, so it is 3s.
Yeah.
But you still really only make 1.
And then they also do mortals as well.
Yeah, so add 1 to the wound rolls for attacks made with this unit's poker lance in the turn they charge. But then Boing Smash, mobs are Boing Ground, and it's also 4s. In a mirror match, you'll be screwed. Because you're going to be -1 to hit if you're hitting netters, and you're going to be Geminids should be knocking around. I mean, there are other threats. Depends if you're using these little fellas. But how much are these for 5?
They fly.
What?
And they're 100 points.
That's pretty cool for 2 wounds. And then so they got 4 and a 4 up save. Wow. That's good.
I think they're really good.
So 10 wounds.
And they do mortal wounds when they charge.
For the Boing Smash.
Yeah.
After this unit has made a charge move, pick 1 enemy unit within 1 inch of this unit and roll a dice for each model in this unit. Oh, God. For each 4+, the enemy suffers a mortal wound. And you can take a unit of 15 of these. So you do
7 more.
So 7 more wounds. I was like, it's only 7 more wounds, but we should 7 more wounds is loads.
Yeah, and then probably another 15. Well, 10 to 15 wounds that are -1
that you're giving them. That's pretty decent That's really good. But that's from a 300 point unit. But they move 2d6. You can make them run and charge. That's 3d6. You can make it auto 6.
And if you take the Squig Boss hero, he's got command ability +3 to their move.
They love that at the minute, don't they? They're like, we'll give a character +3 to move. I'm like, all right, calm down.
+3 to that unit.
Yeah. So it's 2d6
with +3 and run and charge.
And you can put cogs down. Well, you've already put cogs down because of the Fanatic Bomb. Wait, we need to call it something. What are we calling it? The Fanatic Crack. No, just a Fanatic Bomb. We just use the word bomb for everything, don't we? Welcome to Warhammer Lexicon. Like, bomb. We'll stick bomb at the end of it. Wow. The mortal wounds from 15, that's pretty intense. 7. And I'm sure, I read somewhere that there's a fallback and charge. You can retreat and charge. If there is.
No, I don't think so, not. There used to be, but it's not anymore.
What's nice is you can mortal wound a unit that's next to you and attack the other unit that's in front of you. So you can stick all the mortal wounds, because only one model from this unit has to be within an inch. So you get the character, you do 7 mortal wounds to him, and then you just attack the unit in front of you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, or if like there's a wizard with a screen in front of him, mortal wound the screen, then pile in to the wizard and stab him.
Wait, after this unit has made a charge move, so it happens in the charge phase.
Before the pile in.
Wow, that's really good. That's really good. Yeah, so you can just like wipe them out with the screen.
Or else knock enough of them out the way so that you're going to get to the wizard behind.
Yeah, that's awful. I hate that. They're putting more and more stuff in the that does that in the charge phase, and I'm just like, because it really gives a natural. I mean, it's good for cavalry. Like, it's nice actually seeing cavalry get like something good like this, but it's quite strong.
It's very strong, yeah.
Like, that's really strong.
But then that's why you want guns, then, I guess, to shoot these bastards before they get to you.
Yeah, that's true. Also, someone's saying gives you retreat and charge used to be from the Fungal Cave Shaman. Oh, there we go. So it's not there anymore. And then Wesley says Fanatomic Bomb. Fanatomic Bomb.
Fanatomic Bomb.
All right, we'll stop there because there's tons more to do, right?
Yeah, there's still a whole book, really. We've only just done a few War Scrolls. We've hardly done any of them. We've not got the good stuff yet.
Well, which is why we made on this wargamer.com. We're going to do. I'm going to do, between me and Nathan, we're going to have done a unit rundown on this wargamer.com for every unit in the book. That's my plan. That's what I plan to do. Just so you can just go on there and go cool, and then we'll do army lists. Which is going to be fun. We're going to make some videos. It does sound really great. And also, what I really like about it is, I don't know, weirdly, I feel it's less obnoxious to get a toad mushroom to death than a comet. Nathan, question, in your first feeling from Nathan, what's the best army look like?
It's really hard to say what the best army looks like. I still think it's going to have at least one sizable unit of grots, maybe 40 or 60.
Do you think 60?
I mean, I've always played with, most of the time I've played with 40s instead of 60s. Anyway.
There's still a battalion discount, right, for the 60?
The 60, I think you probably, alright, the strongest army, probably a 60 of grots at least.
15 fanatics inside.
Yeah, that's brutal. That is.
Especially with cogs.
You just keep pushing them back on the back foot all the time.
That's the first thing I said, didn't I? When I read when that leaked and came out, I said to you, I sent you a picture. Well, I put one in that WhatsApp group. But I just said, like, look, first turn, this is what your opponent's going to do, like swamping. I think that's the term. That's what we're going to call it in the future. Swamping. Thank you to he who shall not be named for telling me that. So you're swamping with the 60. So you just pin them back into your opponent, their deployment. Because you don't even have to charge in. You could do the Dan Brewer technique, right? The 2.9 inch charge, which, if you guys aren't aware, basically what you're doing is you're charging in, and you're not actually trying to connect for combat. You're just being 2.9 inches away, so they're technically in combat. Now, obviously, they can pile in an attack, but they can't pile in anywhere near as much models as they would like to pile in. Especially if you're clever about it. Hit them with the fanatics, because that's their job, right? Is to go and smash. and then they're like bubbled in by 60 grots, and if you can get a character nearby pretty quick, they're just immune to battle shock.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. So big unit grots. I think the smash and grab of the fanatics is great. That's that. The Hanagork and the smash. I still like the Madcap Shaman.
Yeah.
I think one of them, probably a Fungoid. I think it's Shaman heavy, so probably a Madcap, a Fungoid, Scragrot.
Yeah.
I think he has to be there. And then a Loon Boss on Mangler. It's just because, like, after the first turn, when they've knocked their front teeth off with the fanatics, and then maybe the second turn, or if you've managed to get each itchy nuisance off into them, then you can also give them a Mangler Squig.
You can also give them one. I like how you're like it's a present. You're like, hey, you having a good time over there? Here's a fucking Mangler Squig.
Oh man, there's just so many things. I do think a Mangler Squig, probably with a Loon Boss on, at least 3 Shamans.
Yeah.
Possibly more. Big unit of Grots, a smash unit of Fanatics, and then maybe a couple of smaller units of Grots, maybe with one of them with a smaller unit of Fanatics. I don't know if the Stuffless Squigs are cool.
How'd you get it, like... I was going to say, it's all cool being able to go in and smash 30 Reapers, yeah, but those 30 Reapers coming back, right?
Yeah, but not... But that's the thing, if you've got them hemmed in, and you've piled in, there's nowhere for them to come back, especially if you get into that general and get him.
Yeah, alright.
So, yeah, I think the Flying Mangler is great for that. Yeah.
Wow. So people are asking how you can do the 2.9 inch charge. What you do is you take one model of a unit of 60, yeah, and then you charge in within the half inch that you need to do. But you make it at the point where they can pile in the very fewest amount of attacks into the unit.
Yeah, so like right on the end or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Then you string back a couple of models, and then the rest of the models basically just crescent around it, and then you stay that 2.9 inches away, or maybe even 3 inches away.
Just 3 away.
Well, because you want them locked in combat, because you can lock a whole army into combat.
Yeah, if he's in, then the rest of them are in.
Sure, I could potentially draw it on this screen. Oh no, I'll do. We'll do it. We'll draw a picture of it and we'll show you how to do it, and we'll stick that up next week as well. So yeah, there's it just sounds really good. Like spiders. Someone's asking no spiders. Maybe I could take spiders, but
I think you still then got
points.
room in your army. So you're either looking at a contingent of spiders, so an Arachnarok and 10 Spider Riders or 15 Spider Riders. They're great for mortal wound output.
Yeah, so
they're a bit of a hammer.
Yeah, but your fanatics can go through armor. Like that most people don't have -2 rend. So like the 2-up armor save rerollable.
Yeah, they won't go through Sequitors though.
What, you don't think 15 of them go through Sequitors?
No. Sequitors with a
2+ rerollable.
Yeah, or even a 3+ rerollable. It becomes a 5+ rerolling.
But it doesn't, because they can't reroll 3s and 4s. That's the great thing about rerolls with AP, with rend, because like they get to make 5-ups, but they can't reroll.
Yeah, I still think they're pretty good. Whereas I think the spiders will be great against them.
Okay, yeah.
The mortal wound. So yeah, I do think the spiders are good. Or alternatively, Troggoths. If you want a little hammer unit, take maybe Arachnarok and some spiders, or maybe some of those dank old Troggoths, or the other ones.
I'm very excited about reading their War Scroll.
The Fellwater ones are still decent. The Rock Gut ones are great as well. So if you want like a hammer unit, or the dank old ones are like sold as single. They're not. So you got a hero version, which is he's freaking great. Or you've got like one which is just like a dude, a dank old dude. And they've got like this a d6 damage thing that's Ren 2, so it's like a dragon's bite.
Wow!
But I'm pretty sure it's 3s and 3s.
3s and 3s. It's Tree Lord Ancient, isn't it? Yeah. So that's not good.
with the light of the moon on them
No.
and stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well,
We have to have a look at the
yeah.
what there is. But yeah, I think maybe the hero then with some artifacts to make him better, or yeah.
I mean,
Their pulverizing grip is pretty interesting.
I mean, Gerstrike's cool, right? 2s and 2s then. So that's a bit better. But you're going to get the same problem. So for planning purposes, the continued discussion on Gitz is for next Monday. It is. And then we're doing a bunch of stuff. Like we said, with the pinning units in and the stuff, me and Nathan already planned that we're going to make some videos offline next week to kind of demonstrate how it works. Like, that's worked really well before. It's the first time we're doing it because it's quite complex. So until we get onto the I think you have to break the table open to start working it through. But one of those things that I want to do when we write the rundowns for the Honest Wargamer and put them up is to kind of understand how these things work better. And that means we don't play a game. We just keep moving models around and being kind of like playtesting, only we'll do it.
Those etc. boys all over.
No, they probably do some. They probably all do. Oh, I didn't ask that question. I'll leave that for another show. Playtesters. Yeah. Right. You're running a tournament, let's say, at the end of the month. Right? Yeah. Or never mind. Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I was going to make it when I brought the ETC. I was I'm really pleased about our ETC team because they're playtesters, almost all of them. Yeah. So they've had months more experience than almost anyone else in the world. So the English team is personally, if I was in the ETC, I'd ban the English team. I'd be fuck you guys, you've had months. No way. What would you do? Would you, if you were running the ETC, would you let a team of playtesters come and play at the event?
Only if they bought little Chinese children, I think.
Yeah, what if they only bought, Battletoads that are at least a year old?
Yeah.
I didn't bring that up before.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's double-edged sword for them sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, from what some of them have said in the past, they've been playtesting and then it's mixed up what is currently available, so they are aware of stuff that's in the future, and then they play for, and then suddenly it's, I've played for a rule that doesn't exist yet, and stuff like that. So
okay,
it is a double-edged sword, I think.
All right, nice. So you would let them?
Yeah, fuck it. It's only etc. So it doesn't matter. It's not a proper game.
You're right. All right. So, long story short, you really like the book.
Yeah, I think it's.
FYI, I like the book less than when I started the show. It's fuck. What?
No, I think it's another. I think it's really. From what I've seen, I think it's nicely balanced internally.
Oh, good.
So it's really hard to choose a list because there's just you want to take everything.
Okay, good.
Which I think is quite similar to some of the recent books, and yeah, I think you can see them winning shit.
I can see them, yes, but again, we need to crack it open and play with it a bit, to see how it works.
Yeah, I do think you're going to struggle to write army lists because the points just won't go far enough.
Yeah, because you want to put everything in. I got to say, they don't. The fanatics, I think, are the really interesting part of the army. Ignoring most of the other key mechanics, apart from the pluses to cast and stuff. But you still face that with death, right? There's hordes. They already exist. It's a combat army that already exists. It can do mortal wound output and that mainly comes from magic. So magic heavy armies already exist. We're fine with that. Yeah. Combat armies already exist. The fanatics and the striking first thing is, I feel the unique, not unique, but kind of you ask yourself about, okay, I need weight of dice attacks to deal with Grimghast Reapers because they've got a 4-up save, so Rend won't do it. Yeah. Or I need crazy amounts of mortal wounds. I need range to kill the characters. I need range to kill hags, or I need to wipe out their models.
Yeah, see, the fanatics will struggle against Reapers and stuff with their immune to Rend stuff.
Yeah, so they're not, but the Grots are then a good choice against them. Yeah, so that's nice. But I more meant when facing against the army, what is it that I think? Okay, but that's what I mean. I don't know about the shooting yet because we haven't done it, but do.
Yeah, and also a lot of the stuff is on a 4-up, so a lot of the ability, so the bring back the unit.
But you can't try every turn.
Extra command points. Yeah, but it's not going to happen, and it's at the end of the turn.
Yeah. But it's at the end of your turn.
Yeah. So so you don't get to do anything with them.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I do think they're not it's not quite as point and click as it sounds at times. Because once you start playing with it, I think you're going to find all of these 4-ups. You're not going to have 1 gazillion command points that you thought you'd have. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm not like I honestly don't know what the extra command points will do. Like I'm like, okay, running, cool. Like immune to backshot, cool. Reroll charges, cool. But like it has a lot about.
There's a lot of command abilities in there that are quite cool. But then, are you going to be able to get them all in, all the heroes? Because you're going to want loads of wizards for the spells, or are you not going to want loads of? You're not going to afford to take spells. What? So yeah,
which is why probably you're right about the Spider Cauldron. Like the opportunity cost for taking it for 50 points.
Yeah.
But then having access to the 6 spells so that you have more options is actually really good.
Flexibility in different matchups. So you'll come up in the matchup and you'll think, I've got more options, haven't I?
Yeah.
Because of this cauldron.
Yeah, agreed. It's cool. I'm very excited about reading the story. I won't lie. Like very, very pumped. Yeah, really excited about that. So, like, hopefully, I mean, I'm away this weekend. We're doing coverage at the LCO, but I'll be trying to like read it on the Saturday night. Like, all 40k guys, just like, what are you doing? I'll be like, read about magic. So, looking forward to that. So, yeah, really cool. Thanks for being on the show, Nath.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who's been watching on Twitch. You guys have been amazing. You guys have been super into it. People have sent us some emails, which has been cool. Russkies and Donaldino, they've obviously, and Hook and Pin have donated some bits. That means loads. Loads of guys have subscribed. Loads of you have been watching on YouTube as well, which is brilliant. Please hit subscribe. That's wicked. Leave comments. That'd be lovely. I will get back to you. I do have a process for doing that now. Come on, Rob. Got that. But yeah, you guys have been.
Send me any messages.
Yeah, send Nathan all the messages before you send them to me. Thank you. If you've been listening to the podcast, thank you. Super long one. Hope you've enjoyed it. Anyone out there that's enjoyed what we've talked about or want to comment and message us, that'd be cool. Don't forget, everything has been brought to you by Patreon. And the people on Twitch, you guys are wicked. So thank you for supporting us, because obviously we stick out there with our opinions and we just say how we feel, so you guys know that you're getting an honest review, and it's because you guys support us and we don't put anything behind paywalls. That is why we're able to do it. So that's wicked. I've got to do the pitch. Got to do the pitch, Nath.
Yeah.
Couple of bucks so we can buy some jam sandwiches.
It's a grand pitch, man.
Yeah, we need it. That'd be great. So yeah, really, it really does mean the world to us. So thank you. Yeah, and also just jump in the chat, leave messages, because I do read them. We do like it, and it does help. Like sometimes I've quoted stuff that I've read or I've been a part of. So you guys are brilliant. Yeah. Also, if you got Amazon Prime. Even though Amazon are truly evil, you can subscribe to Twitch for free with Amazon Prime. So just use it. Just get over there. Costs you nothing. Gets us 80p.
It all builds up. All adds up.
It does add up. It's like a bunch of spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a bunch of grots. Yeah. Yeah, you can join our Discord, which is cool. Loads of stuff. Doesn't Amazon own Twitch? It does. Shh. You right, you got any final thoughts about these guys, Nate? Well, fuck the Loon King, that's what I think.
Yeah,
Scrackcraft.
It's going to be good fun.
Yeah?
It's going to be good fun, yeah.
Nothing else? So I put you under the fuck. Wait, I've already said something. Why are you asking me something else?
What do you want something else?
What would you fucking want from me?
Any dispossessed players, let me know and I'll hook you up with the chat. How to get rid of these Gitz. It's going to be a bit of a toughie.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you to everyone. And then check us out again soon. Schedules on Twitch, the whole biz. We've got Facebook. Bye, Speckles.